Yo, yo, yo. Can you guys hear me? I was testing out the music the other day on stream to see how everything would work with the stream and everything, and I think I got it to work. I just realized though I cannot use anything that's copyrightable in terms of music. So what we're gonna do is I do have my own trading music, and it's basically AI generated. To preface that out there, so his latest AI music, I don't think that's copyrightable on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. Let me know though, but I'm currently in a trade still. For those that are wondering, this is my last trade of the day because I'm already up very green today. 7 risk reward and 1 - 1 risk reward loss. And this loss ended up playing out perfectly. It just happened. So my stop loss was aggressive, and that's something I just have to accept. To me, this was good momentum up and down. There's nothing really wrong with me taking this trade here. People that took the OB entry model, they probably caught 6 risk reward on that drop. So, I mean, as long as you're trading my setups today, you should be green, like very green. Like ping ponging the market. We had great price action today. Like this is amazing price action. So let's see. Try to send this link out to everyone. Hold on. Again, I'm just sticking to my plan here, guys, for my trading. I'm still holding this long here, by the way. I'm not in short. For people that shorted this, if you scalped it, you would have made money. But I'm holding this long. I'm holding this long to the week high. Again, my stop loss is at break even. So whatever happens, happens. I'm already up 6 risk reward on day, so to me, it's whatever. Whatever happens. You guys are wondering how I got this wick entry here. Just check out the course because I have a video specifically discussing this entry. Jay, I'm in this long with you. Let's get it up to the week high. Nice, nice, nice. What's your entry though? Or are you entering? Did you enter? If you entered on the impulse model, that's a really good entry. That's like ideal. We always want to get the ideal entry, which is like down here, right? And then you'd be break even. Now, if you're not up for a day, I would have TP'd already here at the data wick at least, or this PY here, because that's still a lot of risk reward. That's at least 5 risk reward there. But if you guys are still trading, this is my draw towards the highs. This looks like fractal trendline liquidity to me right here. And there's nothing much else to set up, man. It's pretty straightforward. The entry, again, this is something you have to get the course. Um, to understand, I'm not gonna cover everything. I'm not gonna cover everything on YouTube for free. It will be a disservice to people that obviously paid for my knowledge. So again, if you guys are interested in all this, you have to get the course or mentorship to learn. But I will do a trade recap today in a bit. Now, how many models do you use or have in the course? There's about, let me think, there's about 4 entry models, roughly. And the thing is, these entry models, I tell you guys specifically when to use each one. It all depends on price, delivery, and context. There's times where you use specific entry models over others. I won't discuss the specifics on here for free. You have to get that. You have to buy the course to know everything. I literally have several trade recaps, like tons of them, also on whenever I use which entry model and why. And I'd say it's pretty mechanical. I mean, I have like checklists for my A+ subs too in there. It's like a whole PDF. Where do you go live? Well, I'm live on YouTube right now. If you were talking about trade ideas and such, things like my bias and such, intraday, that's for course members and private mentorship. We'll see if this holds or not. If this holds, we could go down, and obviously I'm at break even. So if that happens, it is what it is. But if this doesn't hold here, we'll almost certainly go to the high. NQ did take out the high, 1031. Okay, we have a SMT here, which is not ideal. Ideally, we don't get that. But if NQ could take out, if NQ hits the high first, I'm gonna think about exiting my long on ES. I'm already up a ton right now, unrealized. So okay, the seconds internal fractal change of character did not hold, as you can see. You can read it fractally off the 1 minute, which is something else I teach as well. So you don't need the seconds. So we should ideally be going to those highs right there, right now. Again, this is late an A+ setup to me, so that's why I'm holding it towards the highs. I'm also already up for today. If I wasn't up for today, realistically, if we're being honest, I'll probably take my 7 risk rewarding, just call it a day there. But hitting this 9, and then I had a -1. Again, unfortunate short, really unfortunate. It definitely should have played out, but it didn't today. My stop loss was a little too tight. So I'll be up like 15 risk reward today. And again, people think you can't make 100 risk reward a month. They just don't know how to trade, dude. They just don't know. I mean, they could know how to trade, but they don't have a good enough system or strategy that can make them that much. Which is why I feel like I should be charging way more for what I'm providing, to be honest. Being completely honest here. These people that charge way more than me, and they just sell you the most basic knowledge ever. Most basic knowledge ever. And I've gone through this stuff because I used to, when I was unprofitable, I used to buy courses all the time. I didn't honestly buy as much as probably other people did, because at some point I realized I have to experience it myself. I can't just blindly follow someone. I had to test out things myself, and that's how I got the strategy I have today. All right, boys. We are going towards the highs. I'm going to check. We're very close to my TP right now. I'm up about 2K on every single account. If you don't want to get edged for some reason, because sometimes it happens, but 99% of the times it doesn't, you could just TP here. We're pretty close to the highs. NQ just mitigated the last POI. So if you are up a lot and you just want to take profit, you can here. After taking out this high here, I'm going to aim for this high here. If we do, like, I don't anticipate this. If price does somehow come back down here, I might close in profit for about 4 risk reward. Because ideally it shouldn't come down here. If it does, it probably come down here. And if it does come down here, it will either sweep and continue higher, or it can come down already to here, which I don't anticipate doing if it does want to take out the high. Usually we should be taking out the high because of all liquidity we built up here already. Yeah, we have all this. People are shorting this. We should not be, taking out these lows ideally. We have a lot of internal structure protecting us for the trade. So price can sweep this low, that's fine with me. I don't care. That's completely okay. But if it comes down like here, I'd probably just close and profit and just call it a day. So we shall see. Let's see how NQ is doing. I'm gonna set alert here, guys, for NQ. Once I get that alert, I'll probably exit my ES long. If ES doesn't take at the same time, not always will we get where one takes out the high and the other one like SMTs. There's times where both do take out the high, just not at the exact same time. So that's something you need to think about and consider as well when you're trading. Let's see if we can get some music in here that's not a copyright, because my other stream, it got, it didn't get taken down, it just got copyright, not striked, it got copyright claimed, because I had rap music going. So, gonna have to find some music here. Again, if you're not up for the day, I would take profit here. Since we're not like pushing straight through here right now. Else, if you want to follow my mechanical system, I'm going to hold my TP to the high. All depends on your entry. Like if you guys have an entry, like it all depends on your entry, right? Like if you entered here, you might just want to TP here. Because the price does come back, it could hit you out break even and then go. Obviously, you don't want to lose that profit, right? And if you look at the risk reward difference, you're not gaining much more profit between that. So, all right, it looks like we should be going for this high right now. Let's see. And here's the screenshots, executions for those that don't think I take these trades. I don't know why you would think that, but there's the wick setup entry right there, literally TP or entered at that wick. There's my take profit right there. You can zoom in if you want. And we're very close to TP right now. I'll send an updated P&L right now. Hold on. Not as many people today. I think it's because a little too early, maybe. Right now, I'm very close to my TP. Extremely close. Hoping we don't get some crazy manipulation before we do go up there. We definitely can, which is why I don't like holding trades for that long. This trade has been, I mean, it's been past my typical trading time in terms of hold duration based on my data. Usually I hit TP within 30 minutes or less. It's been an hour, so I've just been holding this trade, man. I've just been holding this trade. Should I not have this here on the side? Here, maybe I'll make it like, ooh, whoa. That's too big. Is this distracting if I have this up here, guys? Or is this cool? I don't know. I just had it on the side because in case people for some reason take my content. I don't know why anyone would, but I guess there's some dude that was trying to say he was me yesterday, which is hilarious. And their server logo looks just like mine. Again, all this right now is just people trying to short. They're scalping likely. They're probably scalping towards this. TP is so close. Hold on. No, it didn't hit the high yet. No. I was just making sure. You get very close though. You typically when price delivers, you don't really want to see something like this in terms of us creating like new ranges if we do something like that, because at that point it's like you're trading what I call a new value, and it may not respect old ranges or structure, which is the annoying part. But again, I'm already up for a day. This is just more like a lotto play for me. See if it hits. I know I can easily, it's a little distracting. Can it be? Yeah, I can. Alright, I could definitely make it smaller. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, that's good. But like I said, if this is your first trade day, you should be taking profit already. In my opinion, when we create new ranges like this. Because it's not worth, to me, the tiny risk reward. Now, I'm obviously doing the contrary because I have a bit more confidence from trading experience. But that doesn't mean I'll have a 100% win rate, right? It's just probabilities. And again, like I said, I will just close out, honestly, I'd say if we, I mean, we could sweep these lows and then go higher. I'll see what price does, honestly. But most parts, I do stick to my system. If it gets anywhere close to, it shouldn't. Like, if it does, then I'll think about closing out here at 50% for full risk reward. But this is an ideal place to TP if you didn't have the best entry. Is anyone still in this trade? I'm just curious. Everyone got pinged in Discord, so I guess not everyone's in yet. A little early, like I said, but I guess I could maybe join the voice channel. Maybe people will recognize that and just join the stream. Probably mute my mic on the Discord, so. So basically what you are saying is you double your account each month, giving you risk 1% per trade. On my personal, I do not risk 1% per trade. I risk like 0.5. So it's not doubling. But if you were to risk 1%, yes. With my system, you would be doubling your account every month. Again, like I said, people don't believe it, but like what's funny to me, it's crazy, is people don't believe that, but people believe in someone like Alex. So many people, there's tons of people that pay this dude on YouTube, but his name's called like Alex FXG or something. People believe he turned $100 to $1 million in 30 days or 60 days. Like, that is absurd to me. That is like way more than 100% returns, and I guess people still believe that. So, it is what it is, and you see prices respecting it now. That's why we TP. That's why you have conservative TPs as well. I'm just gonna still hold this, and we'll see what price does here. I am not anticipating. The reason I'm holding this is because I'm not anticipating to take any other trades today. I'm done basically, for the most part, unless I see something like really good. But for the most part, I'm done. I don't want to get too greedy. We had really good market conditions. You really want to just take advantage of when you have very good price action, and then when things are not as clear in terms of drawing liquidity, you want to ideally not trade. That's how you can maintain a high win rate like me. Oh, sorry, I just read your message. Impulse model entry, yeah, that's a good entry. If you took an impulse model down here, that's a good entry. TP, if you had a conservative TP, we had a 5-minute PY here, right there. So that would have been a very fast TP. Again, I'm expecting all this to just be manipulation to the downside. It is annoying to sit through though, but that's just how trading is. The market doesn't move in a straight line. Let's see how the market is doing overall. Bitcoin's at 105K. Nvidia's about to hit all-time highs soon. I think all-time highs was like 150-ish. Okay, nice. But yeah, FY0 XP. Hopefully that answered your question. Again, some people risk more than 1%. So if you're risking more than 1%, you could. It's a lot easier to make 100% returns every month. But to me, you got to calculate the drawdown. I have a video literally talking about statistics in terms of what percent you should be risking on each account. Because let's say you have a very low win rate and your system is not that good, it has a bad expected value, then your drawdown it's gonna be like more, and hence you actually want to be risking less percent per trade if you have that. So something to for sure keep in mind when you're trading. Again, I have something in my free Discord. Join the free Discord if you're not in there. I don't know why you wouldn't, because it's complete for free. I have tons of helpful stuff in there for people that are new. There is I'll put this in the trading view. Right here. Oh, my screen is tearing. Hold on. Right here, look. Even if you across just 50 trades, even if you where is it? Even at a 60%, 65% win rate, which is my win rate range, with the 3 to 4 risk reward average, I can still lose, or a very high chance I still lose 4 trades in a row. And that's only within 50 trades. So imagine how many trades you're taking in a year, right? I can still lose 4 trades in a row, which is a lot. And people will start tilting there when they lose 4 trades in a row. If your win rate is even lower, if it's like 40%, you're bound to lose. You're 99% chance guaranteed to lose 6 in a row. And again, people deviate from their system at that point, and that's when your edge disappears. All right, we're going towards that PY there for the internal swing. I'm up 1.4K-ish per account right now. This should hold. If this doesn't hold, I'll think about exiting. Not the best optimization in terms of like risk reward, but it's just like if price does come back here, it will likely hit my break even. And you guys know I don't take partials either. To me, overall, it doesn't help with my risk reward. You guys see people, like for example, I've seen people do this all the time online, and I think it's just silly. They post they got like a 1 to 10 risk reward trade when reality, or 1 to even 3, and what I see they do is they take partials at 1 to 1, at 1 to 0.6 risk reward. So it's just like, it's just misleading to a lot of people, and I don't like that. So you have some daily goal. If you're say 100 risk reward a month, I mean 5 risk reward. You should not have P&L goals in trading because it all depends on price action. If it's good like today, dude, if this trade hits TP, I'll be up like 15 risk reward in a single day. That doesn't mean like over a span of 20 trading days a month. If you do 15 times 20, it's 300 risk reward in a month. Just 3 times my typical 100 that I reach. So no, you should not be setting goals in terms of risk reward per day. Just look at your averages, and I know my averages averages out to 100 or more at the end of the month. Like I could have some days where I only make 3 risk reward, 4 risk reward. And then on my 15 to 20% red days, last month it was 15% of my days were red. It would be small red days. My red days would be -1, -2, -3 usually. I usually don't get -4. It's pretty rare in a single day. Well, if he makes 100 sword a month, then there's no need to sell courses, right? Bro can make millions easily. Well, I'm wondering, I mean, you're on YouTube, right? And you're here to learn, right? And if you don't believe anyone's doing this for a living, well, why be on YouTube, you know? Doesn't make any sense. You'd rather just figure this all out yourself. And the reason why, I explained this before, and I don't want to repeat myself saying this too many times, because this is annoying to explain to people. But there's not much of a social life for me in terms of trading, because everyone else is probably working a job. Okay, I'm just trading here. Trading is a solo sport. I'm just by myself. Not really an active social life. It's really boring. People think trading is all fun and stuff, but once you do it for a long period of time, it's just executing your system over and over again. And there is, of course, stress regardless, you know, of doing that, even no matter how many years you've done it. In general, it's a stressful job, but it pays very well. So I can enjoy time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. I can really do whatever I want after I finish trading. Hence why I don't like, if price slows down and starts chopping up, whatever, I don't like just staying on a chart the entire day. There's sometimes where I do, but for the most part, if I get a lot of good trades in the beginning, there's no need for me to sacrifice my free time to just stay on the chart. But to answer your question, if you don't realize, I guess a lot of people don't realize this because they probably have a job, which there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But like people that have a job, even though you may not like your job is still serving a purpose, right? You still have a purpose, even though yes, you're working for someone else, but you're still contributing to society in a sense. Me trading, sure, I contribute liquidity, if you really want to call it that. I don't know how else you really want to call trading as a single person sport, but like there's not much purpose in my life. And so what I found is what makes me happy, and it makes me feel a lot more fulfilling when I can teach others how to make money and get this to become their full-time income as well, and then we become buddies, you know? It's not easy to find other people that trade full-time just out the blue. It's basically impossible. Like, what am I gonna do? Go to like, I don't know, a restaurant or something? Just ask everyone there? It's just not possible to really find other people. So it just helps me feel like a purpose in my life. And I like seeing other people succeed. Oh, let's see what NQ's doing. Yeah, it's mitigating this right here. Let's see. Usually I would just keep this running. Again, if you guys are in this trade, probably you could just close out if you are. Again, like I said earlier, you should have closed out here. I'm gonna, if we can get a good entry model confirmation here that would give us confidence go higher, that's what I'm looking for. We have a stop hunter set up right here on NQ right now, going to the upside. But again, with all this new range delivering, it's going to be a little bit lower probability. I want to see if ES can hold here. If it does, we should be good. I'm not going to go to the seconds because people get confused whenever they go on the seconds. But I do have experience trading seconds. But again, I don't teach people on my in the course for the most part trading seconds because I know not everyone has that experience, and it's easier to teach things that are more simple that people can understand without much screen time. But everyone should be green today, man. There's not really an excuse to not be green, I'd say. Like, we just had such good price action today. I mean, there's... Here, where's... Well, let me get the screenshot of the news I sent in the group. We had 2 data wicks today. Hold on. We had 2 data wicks today. And unfortunately, the news came out actually bad. So fundamentally, we're bearish. Non-farm employment change is half of what... No, a third of what was forecasted. So that is not good. If you want to use that as confluence as to there could be a reason why we're not taking out the high, you can use that as confluence. We're not really respecting this PY here. If we sweep, I'm just not interested anymore. Let me see the odds of price. Because NQ is still far away from the low sweep. I feel like we're going to get an SMT here. With ES and NQ. ES is going to take out that low swing. NQ is going to hold the PY. If it does, that'd suck for me. Hold on. Since we have an impulse, it's not really an impulse delivery here, but it's good momentum to the downside. NQ just mitigated 1 minute. And one more thing I forgot to mention. Do I have time to mention this? I'm going to trail my stop loss. I'm going to put it right below. I probably get SMT'd out, to be honest here. I'm going to put it slightly... Where is this? Alright, I'm going to put it 762, 90s. Alright. It'll be 762 per account here. I'm putting my trailed stop loss right there. So, here's the trailed stop. I usually don't trail my stop loss like this, but we don't want to see this much manipulation. My trail stop loss is going to be placed right here because we could get an SMT with this low, and hopefully we don't get a big wick. If we do, that would suck. We're at the daily 50% level of the daily candle, so hoping I'm basically betting on this holding. If it doesn't, it's all good. We'll make about 3 reward-ish on this trade. Put my trail stop here, giving us a little wiggle room. You can put it if you really want below here. I just am anticipating we might get an SMT here. Unless NQ holds this PY right here, then we can go up. That would be ideal. Let's see. Trailing stop loss there. So it'll be green either way if we do lose, or if we hit stop loss here. Some people want to set up a business that pays them while they are not working, and some people enjoy teaching others. To me, it's just teaching others when the skills to teach them the skills to make money. Because honestly, the money, I don't make much from selling these courses and mentorship. Like, it's not really gonna cover my red days. You could view it that way, as a way to cover red days. But for the most part, I don't really have red days often. Like I said, statistically from my data, my red days are only like 15%. And there's very small red days, so it's not really doing much. So I wouldn't even consider really any income. And it's not like I have like 1 million subscribers too. Still a small channel. You gotta be careful of the big channels though, people with 1 million plus, because I'm pretty sure at that point you could probably make a good amount off selling stuff. And honestly, at that point, they likely don't even trade themselves, because no one's gonna risk their own money if you think about it. If they're making a ton of money teaching, right? Just think about it logically. Now, if they love trading like me, sure, they can still continue doing that. But I just think the odds of that logically is much lower. Okay, nice. ES did make an entry model here. Can you trail or stop below this low? Yes, you can. Because people are probably long in there, but we don't. There's a 5 minute there, but there's no 1 minute unmitigated here. We swept this PY here. But we did inverse it. Well, let me check the P&L difference here. 762 versus 1K. Yeah, we won't know how big, if we do want to go higher, this wick sweep is of these lows. So I'm gonna have a hard stop nonetheless. I typically don't like soft stop losses unless I have like an IFG setup that I'm very confident in. Like for, hold on, let me give you guys an example. Like literally this setup here. This would be where you could say a stop loss would have saved you, because your hard stop would be placed at the high, and your stop would be depending on how price reacts to the OB. But I usually trade with a hard stop, so hit stop loss. It's all good. I think I got wicked. I was covering basically the sell or bought a sell here, and you know it is what it is, man. You win some, you lose some, because there's times where you get no drawdown in P&L, and you immediately hit a big risk reward trade. Okay. See if there's any questions. NQ, okay, if we can get a seconds fractal change of character, higher probability this OB entry model holds here. We did inverse IFG with my indicator, but again, if you guys don't know, I don't draw my PYs, or not PYs, my IFGs really manually anymore. There's no need. I just have my indicator do it for me. If you guys are interested, it's on my WAP. It'll help you just automate everything. Basically, you have like different modes to filter out your, whether you want to trade fair value gaps or IFGs, you can choose that. There's also size filtering, 50% premium discount filtering. Size filtering is just sizing based on the size of the IFG. Like if I do, I'll show you guys an example. If I do aggressive, it only shows you the big IFGs. If I do extremely aggressive, it's only going to show like the very big one, like this one here, as you can see. Conservative, obviously, you guys get the point. I usually just have it on no filter, because I like to manually look at the size, and I like to preferably see every single IFG that's in premium discount. But will you be live streaming later in Asia? I'm a truck driver, so I'm listening right now. Oh, that's cool. Um, Asia, we'll see. I was low key. I streamed last night. I know on Asia, but I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty tiring to talk for, like, dude. I talked for like 7 hours yesterday from New York to Asia, so it is pretty tiring. And on the fact that trading is, I mean, it's still a stressful job. It's not easy, so I don't know, but most likely it's gonna be New York. Unfortunately, Saito. If you like, I mean, it depends. If you're working probably during your session and you get the course and mentorship, you obviously probably won't be able to see my trade ideas during your session that I've sent to the private group. But I think if you just get the course, you can just learn on your own, and you can always ask me questions, right, about the course and such. And I feel like if you learn from your own, with the course and mentorship, and then you can trade on your own in Asia session properly. It may take a bit of screen time and all that to adjust to a new system, but that's basically it. Oh, I'm Brian the Batman. Oh, huh. That's funny. Batman Frog. Gotcha. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Everything makes sense now. Yeah, that's why you said, okay, I'll put on notifications and catch the next one. That makes sense now. Okay. Yeah. So honestly, I'll try, but I can't really guarantee I do Asia session streams often. I do trade myself during Asia session, but again, it's really hard to talk while trading live. I've been on demo in gold and been cooking. That's great to hear, man. Great to hear that what I'm teaching is working. Love to hear that. Oh, you're one of the members that said you were looking to potentially get a payout this year, right, or something like that. I think it was something like that. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to those payouts. Just take your time. Everyone's timeline, schedule, time is the same. As long as you don't rush the process and you stick to what works, you put in the work, that's all you need. A big part of it is discipline too, but it comes with confidence. You could volunteer your time or money to some charity you believe in too. Yeah, that's true. I could do that as well. I am just a little... Okay, actually, I was going to say something controversial. I'll just say on here anyway. I'm a little iffy about certain... I'm going to just leave it like at that. I'm a little iffy on certain charity organizations. There's certain things I probably shouldn't say on here, so yeah. FYZZER. Yeah, I'm trying to learn, but see, as you said, people believe actually are just too dumb. Yeah, they are dumb. I'm gonna just say that straight up. They're just stupid. And a lot of people lack common sense nowadays, so it's like, I'm not surprised, Also believe 100 reward a month is really hard to believe. How do I tell you this, man? A lot of the people that you can just make 10% a month if you want. But think about it this way. I'm talking about risk reward. I'm not just talking about percent. You can make just 10 risk reward a month, but if you're risking 10% per trade, what is that, Pfizer? That's 100% a month. So it's not that the 100% a month is like not normal. Oh, if you're talking about risk reward a month, well, it's because, like I said, I feel like my system outperforms almost every trader's system on YouTube. I've seen other people's system. I've gone through literally what you guys have gone through my first year of trading. That was unprofitable. Like, I literally dug through almost everything in terms of free content. I did a little bit of paid courses here and there, but for the most part, I just had to build my own system. And again, there's better strategies and there's worse strategies. Like objectively, there's strategies that outperform other strategies. Not every strategy is made equal, and unfortunately, life is not fair too. You know, not everyone's okay. I don't want to say that, but like, not everyone's born in the same equal situation. Not the same opportunities. Like life in general is not equal. Training systems, the market itself, because of how different it is from everything else in life, there's going to be a bigger spread in terms of like performance from person to person. It could be a huge difference. Like someone can make 10% a month, and another person can make 120% a month. It depends on your knowledge, experience, and all these things. And what I teach for the most part, I keep as mechanical as I can. So you just have to understand that there's too good to be true, and there's also things within realistic. It's just that a lot of people, they don't have enough experience, I feel like, in trading. So that is why they say these things are not realistic. Like a lot of people saying you can only make 10% a month. It's not like I don't believe that they make 10% a month. Yeah, they can make 10% a month and that's all they'd make. Doesn't mean they're not legit traders. I'm just saying that they never found a system that makes them more than 10% a month. Otherwise, they would trade that system that makes them more than 10% a month. Do you know what I mean? Also, another thing is also, if they're swing trading, you're going to make less risk reward a month anyway. Less trade frequency. And if you just do basic statistics, that's just how it works. So to me, it's like, you know, like it depends on your system also, how many trades you're taking. And I wish there was a way for me to get my channel out there to help more people and offer something that's much cheaper than what other people offer and actually provide like useful information. I think my stop's gonna hit here. I'm one tick away from hitting. What was that? No news came out, I don't think. I'll have to check Financial Juice in a second. I just got hit with my stop. So there it is. I got hit. Trail stop loss got hit. If anyone did take profit, like I said, when we were creating those new ranges, that was a smart decision. So I told you guys ahead of time. Depending on your entry too. Like if you entered here, like I said, I already called this. I told you guys this earlier. This is from experience. But also, this is something you can mechanically check. Like literally, I told you guys, if you were entering here, you don't want to be holding towards this high here. I literally said you would TP here. Because look what happens here. You get swept. I literally got swept here too. But to be fair, that's because of my trail stop loss. And look, price could... Wait. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I think price is going to go towards my TP now. Because look, we had the... Yo, that's crazy. We had the SMT that I was literally telling you guys I was anticipating to happen, and it did. Again, I don't trade just purely off reactions because that's not going to work long term in the market. You trade off things that happened before. And if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, just get the course to understand exactly what I'm trying to say here. Damn, bro, that sucks. We might generally go for the high, but I don't know. We did have the SMT right there. If NQ holds this PY, we're going for the high. All good. All good. Got out about 3 risk reward on the accounts. So I'm changing this. This is a 3 risk reward. Trail stop loss. So I'm up about 9 risk reward today. So again, I mean, Pfizer, this is just proof right here. 9 risk reward in a single day. And it's not like I'm doing anything magical either. It's just I have a good system. I'm not doing any fancy math. I'm not doing any quantitative analysis really. Not doing any programming any algorithms. You'd be surprised. Also, I think a lot of people think that you can't make 10% a month, or you can make 10% I meant, but like you can't make 100% a month, is because they see like people like Jim Simmons. He makes, I think, about 60, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's about 60 to 80% a month, and he runs Renaissance Technology, and they use like quant methods to trade, obviously, which is much better than any retail trader. But I don't think people understand they're making that as a percent. You don't know their actual risk to reward, right? Their risk to reward is likely going to be higher than that, right? They could be making, so let's say 60%. They could be making like 4,000 risk reward a year, but all we see online is their percent return. Does that make sense? Like I highly doubt Renaissance Technology is risking 1% of their entire net worth or capital per trade. That's a lot of money. Even with their capital size, that's huge. And that's almost impossible to take normal setups like these, right? That's why their strategies with quants, people don't understand this. But quants don't trade retail strategies because retail strategies don't work. They don't trade them because it doesn't work for their position size. Like, look, because I'm relatively not like 8 figures yet, so my position doesn't get filled crazy. And also, if you're just taking these unfunded accounts, you don't have any liquidity in the market, so there's gonna be no slippage. Even if you enter like with 10 lots here across funded accounts, there's no slippage at all because your order's not going to the live market for the most part. So like if they were trading on their accounts, Renaissance Technology, and they were trading the same setup I took, they probably would have got entered here, for example. That's just an example. I don't know exact mathematical calculation. I don't know the position size. But for example, they could get just entered here. And look at that. That's a 1-to-1. And over a long time, unless you have higher than a 50% win rate, this is unprofitable. Even though it's trading the same system I have, for example. And it's a really high and really good system. So based on that understanding, you understand that quants don't trade retail strategies because of their positions, their position size. It just does not work. There's no edge in their positioning. I should probably make a video on that. I don't think people really online talk about that. It's not like it matters a lot to understand, but I think it's something definitely to understand, to know that retail, you can make a lot of money trading retail as long as your strategy has an edge with just technical analysis. You don't need anything fancy. But again, going back to the risk reward thing, like for example, Renaissance Technology, if they're risking like 0.1% per trade, which is possible, and they're making, let's say, 1,000 risk reward Pfizer per trade, or not per trade, 1,000 risk reward per month. How's basically comparing that to my 100 risk reward a month average? I'm only making 1/10 of what they're making. So I'm a little fish. I'm making nothing compared to what they're making over there. They're easily making in millions of profits every single day. Not just that, but I'm talking about in terms of risk reward. Like, you don't know. No one knows how much risk percent they're risking per trade or per idea. And also, they have to iceberg orders. They can't enter all at one time here. They likely have to enter small orders like this. This is why the market does not go in a straight line, because of liquidity. You have to wait. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, price is probably going to my TP now. Damn. The inducement held. Man. And NQ held. SMT, bro. That's crazy. This is like the second time I called this out on live, or third time. And again, this is literally all live. Just calling everything out live. So, I mean, if that's not enough proof, I don't know what else, man. I don't know what else to say to you, man. Literally, if NQ holds this, we're gonna go to the high. I mean, you could, if you want, you could say we have a new range and it could just take out this high and then reverse. So, Kevin, you said you're still in this NQ long. Damn, nice. I'm jealous, man. I got out, hit my trail stop loss. Usually, like I said, for my bad testing, I didn't trim my stop loss. So, probably something I should probably journal next time. But I wanted to at least make some money on stream for people that were in the trade. All good, man. All good. Would there? Ooh, is there a re-entry for me here? I might take a re-entry. I did say this is my last trade though. I'm gonna see if I can get a re-entry here. Again, this is a bit more of a risky trade just because it's not the initial, you're not catching the initial part of the move. So this is lower probability. If you haven't taken a trade today, you can take this. I'm gonna risk it. Because I made 3 risk reward on that trailing, so I would still be net up to this trade idea itself. I'll take it. Let's see if we can get this. If not, it's cool. Because if it's going to take this stop loss out, it's likely going for this. And at that point, I'm not too interested in this. I'm going to be honest. Just of how price is delivering here. In terms of inducement, I realized something. This is inducement here. I forgot to move it. That makes sense. Because look, actually I'm not going to cover this on live. Because this is something I cover in the course. But this is actually your inducement here. I just forgot to move it here. But anyway, my stop loss did get hit. It should have been under that wick, but it's fine. If we could get a re-entry here for 2R, I'd make up a bit more. End up not the, again, this is why ideal entries are always better. 9 risk reward with the safest trade management at break even versus making 3 and then 2, 5, half of that risk reward plus worse, harder to manage your trade here. So what's the setup here, guys? Pretty straightforward. Running inducement. We got an entry model. We had an SMT. I still think this is a solid trade. It's just if we're gonna get it or not. I'd rate this like an A setup here. This initial one would be sorry. This here is an A plus. This would just probably A or A minus. Because the thing is, if we're not taking out the high here, and instead of this being inducement, if this is an internal change of character, swing wise, we could just go bearish. This was something I was going to show you guys. I forgot to mention earlier. I should have shown you guys this, but we're still in 4-hour supply. And I had this refined and sent out earlier, but this is a 30-minute POI here. So we are in 30-minute supply on the high time frame. If you see how big of a move this 30-minute had, look at that. It caused a 3%-ish drop. So I wouldn't be mad if this doesn't go for the high. And considering fundamentals came out bearish, you could say that goes against you in a sense, but I don't really focus too much on fundamentals here. For me, it's mostly technicals. Yeah, Sebastian, that's right. So hence why I say this is low probability. It's going to hit me in here, I think, soon. Do we have a POC? We do, right here. Not the best POC. I might actually not get filled. Hold on. Checking NQ. No, NQ is not close. See, the thing is, when you have an OB this far, it's less likely to get filled. And if it does get filled, it's more likely to go down. I probably won't be able to chase this long. Oh, we do have an IFEG here. We did close above. You guys wanted to take that if you're not in a trade. Stop loss is going to be hard here to place because we have 2 lows here that could get. We could either sweep this low. Obviously, we shouldn't be sweeping this low, but stop loss placement is pretty bad. I'll be honest. We'll see what happens with price. Because if we do have a good reaction from the POC and I enter here, I'd have to, like a normal stop loss would be down here, which is not that good. 1.7 is alright. Let me check the seconds real quick. We have a 30-second POI or OB right below that low. All right, I'm in my limit. Last trade of the day for me here. Again, setup rating, this will probably be like an A. And the main reason, like I mentioned, we hit 30-minute supply on the high time frame. This could send us lower. And also the way price is delivering, you don't want to have prices stall here and not continue higher. So we'll see if this trade plays out. Kevin said, I'm still in this NQ long. You got balls of steel, my boy. Let's see. The PY for this setup is not the best because it's just inducement. It's not like mitigating this. But if we get down here, I'm not taking that trade. I mean, Kevin, if you had an impulse model here, you'd probably just trail your stop loss right below this low here to at least make some profit. Because I'm not really confident in this holding. Because again, 30-minute supply. If we hit the target here, we could get bearish trend down here. Because we did have, look, we had I marked this earlier, but we have a 1 hour unmitigated below here that we could go down to mitigate on the higher time frame before going higher. But let's see if this holds. If this holds, that'd be great for us. We can just go straight to the highs. What would be your... Wait, you took an impulse model. It's about like a 1-to-1. It's better. I mean, it's better than nothing. Oh, FY0 said, I have checked out a lot of courses on top creators, but it's all just basic in psychology. Yeah, that's literally how I feel, dude. That's how I felt when I was trading my first year. No one shares a proper entry model. That's crazy. If you don't have an entry model, what useful is psychology? Watch my videos, man. I feel like what you think, how you view trading is pretty aligned with how I view trading. I view trading through edge. Psychology is complete BS. Does not mean anything if you don't have a strategy that works. Literally means nothing. No different than a gambler. If you have something that doesn't work and you think psychology is going to save you, it's not. And I also tell people, probably half of the strategies out there don't work. They could work for a month and to stop working. You have to test it over a year. You don't have to have every single month green per se, but preferably you want to have something that's stable like that in terms of strategy. What was the mitigation here on NQ? It was a 5-minute. Okay. No 15-minute. It was just 5-minute mitigation. We did not inverse. We didn't inverse this above on NQ. First would have been 7 instead of 3 here if I TP'd there. I don't think, because the thing is ES. Let's check ES supply, because I don't think ES had anything. Nope, ES did not have anything. Oh my gosh, it didn't hit. Yeah, ES did not hit anything in terms of high time frame supply. NQ did. So we had, you could call that like a SMT with POIs. We'll see if this holds here or not for me. If not, that will be 2 winners and 2 losers for the day today. This, I mean, if you want to call this a winner trade idea, would have played out, but tight stop loss hit me out. Not complaining though. Stuck to my system, and this is great price action. I can't ask for anything more. Price going up here is not considered bad price action. Some people just blame price action for everything and all their mistakes, and that's not how you should view trading. Bad price action would be like, oh, bro, this is perfect. This is perfect. Rom check. This is perfect here. I was trading Age of Session on stream, by the way. You guys can check the stream. I was taking these trades live. These trades I took after I got off because prices take forever. Dude, this was like a 2-hour trade or 1-hour trade. And it hit my trailing stop for 0.5 risk reward. But Age of Session made about, was this Asia? This was not. So about 4 on stream was 4 risk reward minus, or 2 and 2.5. It's about 4 risk reward on Asia stream. And this is bad price action. Like, what is this, dude? Again, good. The thing is, since my system was robust enough, I was able to come out profitable. But for the most part, most traders with a bad system, or not even a bad system, even if you had a solid system, you probably would have came out red trading this. But my system was good enough to handle it. But you can see, my TP was, it was right at the wick, right there. Crazy TP. Absolutely crazy. If I review my trades this day, I can say one critique is the reaction here. You can see how we didn't displace above this high. We just wicked it with, and we immediately came down, and thus this long is lower probability. So that would be something, for example, in the journal that would place. ES is mitigating the 30-second right now. We'll see if that 30-second holds. If not, it's going to hit stop loss. So again, it's hitting the 30-second right now, but 30 seconds are lower time frame. It's less likely to hold than a 1 minute, which did not hold here. But if this is a sweep and we can get a good reaction, that's what it is. Otherwise, 30 seconds has a hold. Otherwise, stop loss. Going back to this, like again, this is bad price action right here. This is when thing is, at some point you can blame price action for a bit, but you can only blame it so much, right? Like, I still able to come out green because I can adapt to this price action. I didn't adapt too well here, but I was fine with taking a half size loss. But I mean, the point is, like, what was I gonna say? If you recognize bad price action and you know it's not suitable for your strategy or system, you shouldn't be trading it. Okay, stop just hit there. You shouldn't be trading it. Because if you trade it, you're literally forcing trades in bad conditions, and that's completely your fault. So you can't really blame anyone but yourself for that. But obviously, at some point, like, let's say here's a situation where you can blame price action. Like, let's say you were already in a trade. Like, let's say, we'll say here for this example, when I was looking at this time, forget all this mess here. This was still fine price action to me. We had a clear imbalance to get filled. We had a clear target for me to target this PY above here. So this is clean price action to me. But like, if I was holding this trade and price action does get bad, you can't blame yourself for that, right? Like, if I was holding this trade and I was holding for this target originally and I see price chop around like this, for example, then you can't blame, obviously you can blame price action for that. But like again, once you do recognize price action chopping around, if you start taking losses, that's your fault. Again, remember the market's always right and we're not always going to be right. So this is a -1 here for me. So overall in the day is 3, 2 losses, 2 wins. Up 8 risk reward for a day. That's usually when I call it, because I don't anticipate anything good here. Like since we held the 30, since we held this high, yes, we could get a mitigation cycle, but we're in 30-minute supply, and this 30-minute supply did make a big move. So less lower chance this PY holds here. I mean, I'll come back. I'll come back like once I finish trading and check this PY out, see if it holds or not, just to see if I was right or wrong. That's why you always have to always sharpen your edge. Watching your videos helped me so much mentally because of lack of experience. That's great to hear, man. Now I see what I need to see and not what my mind wants me to see. Yeah, that's correct. Yet to an extent. There's certain things like obviously there's fake reactions in the market, and that doesn't mean the market's like right in terms of the actual direction the market's going towards. And you have to recognize that. But for the most part, yeah, you have to just know that the market's always going to be right, and we're not always going to be right. Okay, NQ2 at the low, so I'm chilling there. So this is a failed SMT. Did I mark that right? Yeah, I did. Like I said, I think here we have one. Okay, my indicator marked this. This is a tiny unmitigated PY right below here. If we truly want to go higher, we should be holding this here. The thing is, it's kind of weird because ES, there's no other PY nearby. It would just be this. But it's lower probability here. I'm done trading for a day for me. Who else? Someone else said something. Was the first trade an IFG model? Give me 1 second, and before I answer that, I'm gonna set up something here. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Hello, can you guys hear me? Alright, I'm back. I am back. How long has this? It's been an hour. I'm just setting up the music here. I'm gonna try to see if it's not too loud. Hold on, I'm gonna watch my stream real quick to see what's up. Yo, test. Alright, hopefully it's not too loud. Let me know, y'all, though, if it is or not. Alright, I'm gonna see if now if it's too loud or not. I can't play any like mainstream music, for those that are wondering, by the way, because I got copyright claim last time. So I'm gonna just have to play this for y'all. If you have any music suggestions, let me know. If you want to hear something else. This is literally just AI music I made. How does your Discord look like? It's well, are you in a free? Are you talking about the free Discord? Here, let me send the link. If you're talking about the free Discord, you just join it and see. If you're talking about the paid group, which is the course and mentorship, you just get the course and mentorship, and then you get access to essentially one. There's a group of channels basically, and one is this. I sent it to Discord. What song? I don't see anything. You get access to like a training floor basically. It's a private channel for exclusively just for course and private mentorship students. And that's basically where I share my trade ideas and such. So you kind of get two things in one, the course. And it's currently still on sale. I don't know when I plan on increasing prices. We will see when I plan on increasing prices. Trying to get as many people to learn my system as I can, and then at some point I'll just close everything. Yeah, the trading, my entire trading system's in there, not just the model. If you mean model as entry model, like everything's in there. It's not just the entry. And I have tons of trade recaps in there. I think people find those helpful. So I'd highly recommend checking those out. We had another SMT. Wait. 46. What? NQ is still holding that low. That's crazy. That usually doesn't happen. It held it twice. It's low twice. Damn, that's wild, man. That's wild. Oh, I guess it makes more sense now. ES mitigated the POI origin, and NQ did hold the low, so that does increase the chance of if you want to take NQ. Personally, like I said, I'm gonna be done, but Oh, I thought S was Sebastian. My fault. I mixed y'all. Sebastian got the course like I think 2 months ago, something. How much do you risk per trade? It depends. If you're talking about percentage, so on funded accounts. Wait, let me replay the stream to make sure the music's not too loud. Alright, so... Alright, the music should be good. Yeah, Sebastian said he doesn't trade every single day, so he won't be able to get every setup. So it might take a little while, but that's fine. Everyone's at their own pace. Okay, sorry. What was it saying? Oh, you asked. What was the question I was gonna answer? Oh, Kevin asked, was the first trade IFG model? If anyone's trading, this is a valid setup to me now since NQ held. NQ is stronger, so you would take out NQ if you're looking for a setup here to go for the highs. Even though we failed the SMT, this is still another setup in terms of a POI SMT, you know. ES held the POI, NQ did not. I felt like if NQ also came back down here and mitigated, wouldn't be as interested as NQ holding this low here. But that's up to you guys to take. I'm personally done. I already took all the good setups today, and that's all we can ask for. The setups will be a slightly lower win rate outside kill zone. NQ missed the low. Yeah, I think that's what you were talking about. NQ did not take out that low. It held, man. Structure is still valid on NQ. You guys take your own trades. I'm not a signal bot, so if you think you're just gonna signal bot on stream, I'm not doing that. Someone else asked another question. Oh yeah, to answer the IFG question, Kevin, first trade. You said first trade. This trade here, this is an OB entry model here. I'm not gonna mark it on stream, but you can see it. And I chose an aggressive stop loss. If you use conservative, that's fine too. It's just a huge risk reward difference. I just wanted to risk it. If I took a stop loss here, I would have taken this entry down below here with confirmation. So, you know, IFGs, if you took this one here, that's ideal, right? But to me, again, I want to see a singular IFG in a leg, and that one's way too high up. You would have to enter up here, and yeah, unless you don't mind the risk reward and you just want to cash the A+ setup, that's completely cool with me. This is for me. I want to optimize better, so there's that. What other question was there? My break even would have held. I have my original position, but I'm not holding a trade for 2 hours.
Charts in one hand held tight, following trends through the endless night. Dreams of fortune lit up so bright in the world of
no other news today. So we just had 2 news releases today. So we had 2 data wig setups that both worked out, basically. Like even if you took this one here, it still worked out in a sense if you scalped it. Took out this internal low. We are chopping up, just something to keep in mind, guys. We are chopping up on the 15-minute. Like if you go on the 30-minute, you don't want to see something like this where we stay in a box. Hence why these were the best setups for the day today at open. We weren't chopping up. Price gave clear displacement. Now that we create new structure, it's going to be a little more difficult to trade. How long have you been trading? Any entries on gold today? Wait, who's asking gold? I'm confused. Wait, Sebastian and S different people? Or you guys just both asked about gold, I guess. Got me a little confused here. Talking about gold. Oh, okay. Hold on, I'm gonna find some more music. Probably let's see if there's something better. I'm gonna go download something real quick. Screen is gonna be black. I'm gonna download something real quick for music. Give me a second. Alright, this should be better. Oh my goodness. Again, I need to find something that's not copyright. Which is gonna be a little hard nowadays with everyone trying to make money and just doing copyright claims. Honestly, I think it's out of control, but I'm not the CEO of YouTube, so I haven't traded today. That's cool. I mean, that's all good. Not every day is a trading day. I would say though today was a trading day in terms of like price action, but you shouldn't feel FOMO. We're always gonna have a better trading, like we're always gonna get opportunities later. Can you see my screen again? I got something downloaded. Alright, I think, because I was thinking something without lyrics is probably better for stream. Oh, what the? This one has subliminals in it? That is weird. Okay. Man. We'll have this on for now. Is this good volume, y'all? And by the way, I'll take this on one account. No, I had an entry on ES here. I just didn't get NQ in time. And ES gave the OB mitigation. I took a entry on one account to trade it with you guys. If you guys wanted to trade this setup here. If you're scalping this, you would just go for that high there. Or however you want to manage your trade. There's just so many ways to trade. There's a lot of ways to trade. Hence why everyone's stats are going to be different. Like if someone wants to scalp this, you just TP at that high. If someone wanted to take what I usually trade, in terms of PY, It would just be, let me delete this. It would just be that right there for conservative, because this is inducement. And if you were going aggressive, it's a far stretch, but that would be your aggressive target. Now, keep in mind we've been bearish for an hour, not the best delivery. But this would be the trade idea if anyone does want to take it. Not financial advice. Don't signal bot. It's just a trade idea. If it hits stop loss, nah. See, now once you say that, I'm not gonna. I can't even give trades out at all anymore. Nah, don't take this on a funded if you're gonna say that. Gold? Gold is... Hold on. But you said, what is gold today? Gold is awful. Or sorry, it's bad today. Or sorry, it was bad for... You did have good expansion here earlier. I think you asked what was the setups on gold. Any entries on... Oh, you asked if I had any... Oh, you mean you asked if I had any specific entries on gold? No, I didn't have any entries on gold today. I've been slacking a bit on gold. I actually don't really see an entry. There's one, but you might have gotten wicked out there with my model. It depends where you put your stop loss. This is inducement here, so that helps you see anything. There's not really any other setups on gold. You'd wait for, since we're bullish, you'd wait for highs to get taken out first. And then, like, okay, this is actually a good time for me to talk about this. When you see something like this, you don't want to trade it, ideally. Like, look at the hour. Use time theory here. It's been an hour. This is like, if you take a loss here, I'm blaming you. I'm not blaming the market. I'm 100% blaming you. Unless, here, like I said, unless you had your entry here before the bad conditions started and you're just holding this trade, then okay, that's cool, right? That's not your fault. But what I'm saying is my trading will be closed. If you missed the initial setup and you're just taking trades in here, it's not, I mean, it can't work. It's just like, if it hits stop loss, it's your fault. It's lower probability. Again, when we do consolidate, that means we're expecting a big move, but we just don't know exactly when that big move is. Hence why I tell people that you do want to get this initial entry here, right? You really do, because you get more. Usually you get in at a better price. You have a solid stop loss placement. If you get in the middle of nowhere here, like entering off this inverse here, it's just like your stop loss entry to TP ratio is pretty bad. And it's really hard to manage your trade when it's chopping. You need a big stop loss. So, I mean, this would be something you would take if you had this initial entry. If you didn't enter this already, don't just forget about it, man. I'll just forget about it. But gold, look, I was looking at gold on stream last night. If you guys watched the Asia session stream, basically no one was on the Asia session stream, so it's cool and all. I don't really expect people to be on, because that was my first time streaming Asia. I've never seen, what is GR40? German 40. I don't trade. Is that like a index for Germans? I don't trade that. I personally don't trade that. But this was what I was talking about in gold. I had a 15-minute demand marked here if you're on stream, and it hit it and it went to the high. I got a little mad because I was looking for gold longs and I had a limit order and it missed. It literally, this thing just shot up. Like, there's no way for me to enter this. So, and it hit my high time for draw liquidity marked out on stream too. So for me on gold, there's nothing. Like I said, I tell you guys, depend on the asset you trade. On gold, Asia session is very good because of volatility on gold. And in Asia session, it's really good volatility on Asia session on gold. If you're trading something like ES, like I said, I got chopped up last night, but managed to come out green. For people that don't have much experience trading chop, just don't trade it. But yeah, not much I'd see in general on gold. Let's go back to ES and Q. If you were scalping this, you might have missed your TP. 0.8611. Some people manage their trades very aggressive. I've seen some people manage their trade to like break even. Like, I'll give an example. If you're taking this entry, some people might manage their trade to break even, like basically when price goes here. Because you probably have a seconds mitigation here, and so they would just end break even here. Even though if this trade does run, like for 2 risk reward, 3 risk reward, they take that break even instead. It's a higher win rate with break even, but to me, this is how I view it. I don't like waiting for a setup and then, like, let's say I wait an hour for a setup and then I end up break even too many times and the trade goes for like 4 risk reward. Sure, I'll take more stop losses, but to me, I just don't like the probabilities of wasting my time in a sense, if you want to call it that, because I can optimize better. Use fair value gaps? No, I don't. I don't use fair value gaps or imbalances of PYs. No, I don't. If you join the course, you'll know everything, man. I break down every single little thing. It's very precise. I don't trade like, I know some people trade like, look at other SMC traders, ICT, whatever. I don't trade like they do. In a sense, they use fair value gaps. I don't at all. I use IFGs, but I don't use fair value gaps. They're not as accurate. But I guess a lot of people don't know that. I don't know why. People just never realize that, I guess. It's kind of weird. I'm reading some old comments here. But I'm glad this is the first ever course I bought and I saw backtesting data from the same strat. It's great to hear. How much do you risk per trade? I forgot to answer that. That is dependent on personal 0.5% usually. On funded accounts, you'd risk like, usually I risk a 1/10 of the drawdown. It really depends, but usually a 1/10 of the drawdown. I try to keep it as consistent as I can. Sometimes you'll see me take micros because, like, let's say we have a massive stop loss for some reason because of volatility that day. Each candle was huge. It would be kind of hard to go between like 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 minis. You'd want to be more precise with decimals, and in order to do that, you need to trade minis. Fair value is only definite of how much money came into market. I'm not really going to answer that question. Oh wait, I already answered the IFG question also, Kevin. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If you were someone that wants to take this aggressive IFG, yes, that would be your entry there. And again, you target the other side of data wick or some POI. Worked out perfectly. Took out the low of the data wick at 8:15. Look for your entry, IFG, whatever. Target the other side. Once you target the other side, you take a confirmation trade to the other opposing side. I just got wicked out here, like I said several times. But whoever that took the OB entry model, you must be up big today. 7 risk reward. You probably got 5 or 6 risk reward off this short. And then off this long, if you took the impulse model, I mean, it's like 15 risk reward or something. No, more than that. You probably get 18 risk reward today. And people don't believe 100 risk reward a month. I mean, they just don't have a good enough model. It's fine. Just saying, like, this is not like anything like crazy, like genius or like big IQ. It's just simple trading. The main thing is, I think my entry models are so specific and precise, hence why I'm able to make more risk reward than most traders. Like, let's say someone was looking for this long here, and let's say they enter like this. They're gonna say, I only made like 3 risk reward today off this trade, or sorry, 1 risk reward today. How'd you make 7 or 15 in this case? Well, it's the same. It's the same exact trade context and idea. It's just a different entry model. It's a different mechanical entry model, and because of that one difference of my using my model, you come out with 7 times the profit they make. I don't think people realize how much difference that is. 7 times. That's a massive difference. Even 2 times the profit is a huge difference. You make 7 times the amount they make in terms of risk. Same trade idea, exact same trade idea. This is why I like trading the system I made. I can look, with this winner here, let's say I was being dumb, I was tilting today, whatever. I could take 7 losses, or I could take 6 losses and still be green for the day. While the person that has a mid entry model, or not the best entry model, with the same trade idea, same TP, if they take 1 loss, they'll be break even for a day. Or if they take more than that, they'll be actually red instead of still green. Like, I could take this seminar, and then I can take 3 losses, and I'll still be up 4 risk reward for a day, which is a lot in a single day. And the other person would be, they'll be down, right? They'll literally be down. Huge difference, guys. Huge difference. Someone asked a question in Discord. Oh, join it here. Let me. I have to pin this. Oh no! Hold on. By the way, guys, I'm still in this long on one account. If any of you guys are in this, let me know. Don't take this blindly, by the way. Again, I need to say this before for legal reasons. This is not financial advice. Don't full port your entire retirement account on one trade that I'm giving. Or I'm not even giving now. I'm just saying this is an idea. Still in this. If you scalp this, you can TP at that new high there. So that would have been a TP there for people scalping. If you just wanted some profits today, so that'd be your winner there. If you wanted to TP up here for conservative, that's 2.5. If you want aggressive, you can, basically the next other TP is just these highs. You could use these, but basically this high or this high above, new session high, kill zone high. So whether you come out as a winner or loser on this trade idea, it all depends on your system and how you like to manage your trades. So same trade idea, same entry, you could just have different outcomes. So yeah. Is the NQ entry invalid because before coming down to OB it tapped into a 1-minute POI? Is entry invalid because I know exactly what you're saying right now. You're saying You're saying it tapped into this, right, Sebastian? Before tapping into our entry. You could use that as confluence, as price lower probability of your entry holding, because typically, like if we mitigate this and we do want to go lower, we typically, for the most part, we just push straight through. So you just hit a mini stop loss. But the fact price is still holding here, it gives a little bit of a better chance of us going higher and holding. But it doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed in the market. But yeah, you could use that as a way of potentially not taking certain setups. If you notice we mitigated something, like for this leg here, use the 50% tool. I mean, you can use it here or here or here for your range. Let's say use it here. If you want to debate this, you can. You can say we came back to 50% already of premium with and tapped into a PY there, hence lower probability. You could say that. So you could view it like that, but to me, context is more important than any of this in terms of drawing liquidity. It's the main thing. But these are small things that you can definitely add to your toolkit. Add to your back testing, optimize it through your trading journal. If you guys want a trading journal that's really good, use mine. It's on my WAP. It's only 97 bucks, and it has access. You get access to literally all of the trades I've taken in the past, with tons and tons of details journaled. I'm gonna share this live stream somewhere else, see if we get more people in here. How much am I up so far right now? I am 7.6, and we can count this if you want. Again, I said this is lower probability, but we can count that. 6. Trail stop loss hit. My break even would have held. Oh my goodness, my break even would have held just barely. That's fine though, because that's cool. What's that? 7, 8, 9, 10, wait, 9, 8. Eight risk reward up so far, including those 2 losses. I'll be trying out these streams to see how well they do in terms of like getting people to the right information that I provide and into the group, and we'll see if it does well or not. The thing is, I don't want people signal botting, because then let's say you signal bot me, for example, right? And you come out with, let's say you make, I don't know, life-saving money. You say 100K in payouts, signal botting me. Then it's just like, once I stop streaming, once I stop trading, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? 100K is not going to last you a lifetime at all. Depending on where you live, definitely. But point is, in general, it's not going to last you that long. Especially if you want to live a good life, it's not going to last you anything. So like, that builds too much self-independence on me, and it builds bad habits. Because once you build those habits of being too dependent on me, what happens is you can't think for yourself, and that's a really bad spot to be in trading. Once you can't think for yourself, you will hesitate every single time you take a trade. Every single time you have your own trade, when I'm not here, you're gonna hesitate and double guess yourself, because no one else is telling you to confirm the trade. Even though my entry and everything, my entire model is right there. All my confluences are there for you to see. But because of your self-doubt, you're not entirely sure, right? Makes you hesitate on trades, things like that. And therefore, it's just like, to me, it's just not good. I'd rather teach someone how to fish than give someone the fish, for one day. Hopefully, I don't know if I said that right. Hopefully that makes sense. going good right now, guys, in trade. If you're in the trade, up to risk reward. Again, however you want to take profits, that's up to you. I'm in this trade on one account, like I said. I'm gonna take it with you guys. Darren, they would probably buy your course by then. What does that mean? Don't quite understand. By the way, my entry was slightly worse on that one account that I took with you guys because, what's it called? Because I was trying to help you guys talk through the trade idea. So I had to market execute myself, so it was a little bit of a late entry, but it's not like a horrible entry like up here. I still enter within this range, so 5 sword here. I'm gonna hold this for, again, not financial advice. You do whatever you want to manage your trade. We are green right now. I'm personally just gonna hold it for the high. And again, that could bite me because we could just come back here, mitigate. So I probably should not say that. Don't be greedy. If you guys are not experienced enough in trading, just TP at this POI, please, or one of these highs in terms of inducement, which is right now. You TP there at that POI. If you have more experience, maybe you're already up a lot for the day and you just want, you know, to catch a nice trade. I mean, they're all nice trades. We're already green. But if you want to, for some reason, you know, see if you get it with me. That's my TP. I move my TP on the account to these highs here just because I've seen times. You guys, if you traded with me in the group, you've probably seen this before where we have stacked highs like this, but instead of running, we should run both highs, we for some reason don't run both highs. We only run one of the highs. And we have all these stacked highs. Usually we run all of them, but there's a few times where I've seen we just run one of them. And so it's just like, I'm not gonna risk that after, you know, I'm already have 5 sword on this trade, TPing there. I'm not gonna risk that after we just barely, really edged my TP. Like we got, you know, we got so close to it. I should have just closed, man. There's literally no difference. So it's probably a 1 hour difference, but I stuck to my plan, so that bit me. It's all good. Again, I'm gonna have my TP here just because you never know, man. I like live training for the sense of community, not the signals. I see what you mean by that, Kevin. It's just well, because I still talk in a Discord, I still send you guys text, but I guess you guys prefer me like hearing someone speak. I just think that people are bound to take them as signals, no matter what. Like I know you're trying to say, oh, so you're not gonna take all the signals and all that. You want to be independent, but people are not gonna do that. That's just the nature of people. No one's gonna do that. Or majority of people, 99% of people are not going to do that. They're just not. It's just not realistic. They're gonna signal bot. They would probably buy a course by then. Oh, that's what you mean, Darren? Well, here's the thing. Look, that's still not what I ideally want, because once you put that dependence on me, let's say you do buy the course later, right? And you learn it, you're still gonna hesitate psychologically. I just think it's not good to build. You want to build independence. You really do, because I'm gonna be honest, guys. Look, I'm teaching you guys how to trade. I'm not gonna be here to make you guys a living off of me. I'm not gonna make this. Hate to say it this way, but I'm not gonna make it easy for everyone. Like I know how much effort I put into trading. I'm already giving you guys a roadmap for dirt cheap, for just $3.99 for the course, on how you can make a ton of money in the markets, just trading exactly how I trade. But I'm not going to just give handouts to people that just want to copy. Does that make sense? It's just like a thing. Yes, I want to help people, but at the same time, I know how much effort I personally put in the time that I committed to this craft, that I'm not just going to sit here and just give out money to other people for free. Or even if I'm charging money, I just still don't feel like that's something I would really want to do, to be honest. This may not resonate with you guys, or if you're not profitable yet, but you will. Once you become consistently profitable, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Because you will have gone through all the struggle it took to get to this point. I'm 2 ticks late to the OB entry model. Still good entry. Oh, okay, nice. 2 ticks late. It's not too bad, I guess. Do we have anything here that's stopping price? We should probably check different time frames. Hence, I cycle. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. I could probably use my indicator. Next time, I'm just going to have my indicator mark them out fractally. Again, indicators on the Watt page. It's just monthly payments for those interested. This should be all trend line liquidity on the lower time frame, like on the seconds fractally. We don't have any PY unmitigated on the seconds. It should run it. So that's what I'm seeing there. I don't think NQ. I didn't take on NQ. I took on ES. I should have taken it on NQ. NQ stronger, which is, you're right. Whoever said that NQ is strong, I think it was Kevin or someone. You're right. NQ is stronger. Should have took it on NQ, but I didn't have time, man. I just quickly went back to my Project X and just found the entry and just like whatever. And I think yes, I entered a bit early because yeah. See, look, NQ also didn't mitigate the OB until later, so it mitigated a little bit earlier on ES. Just took it there. Again, not the ideal pair. You would want to take it on NQ. You'd want to take it on NQ. There are also times where I've seen where we just take out one of the highs. I made a video in the course. If you watch trade recaps, there's not often, but a few times where for some reason price also does only take out one of the highs here and trend on liquidity. And all that means is the draw on liquidity is just going to be lower. That's all that means. So if it does reverse like this, off trend like this, you just know it just means this 30-minute is going to do its thing on the higher time frame, and we should be looking for higher time frames demand or PYs, not these lower time frame ones like these. So, but so far this is looking good to me so far in terms of trade. Again, manage however you want. Let's see. This, I think it got mitigated. I can't really tell here. This is pretty close to mitigation. Price could hit there in reverse. That should be aligned with ES, I believe. But aside from that, there's nothing else unmitigated up here. We should just run all this if we truly want to be bullish. If not, we're just gonna mitigate and come lower right there. So personally, you just wanna, it's more of a fear and greed kind of situation where you just want to balance between the two. Like, I got greedy here just a little bit. And so if I just wanted to, let's say I only took this trade for 3 risk reward, took a loss, 2 risk reward, and then I was just like, I was too greedy. I'll just TP here for 2 more risk reward, because then that's a 4 risk reward day, and I just call it there. Price is slowing down a little bit now. So, but otherwise, I'm just gonna target that high right there. That'd be crazy if we edge it again. Really hoping to get that 9 risk reward on stream live, because people don't, I don't know, it's kind of weird. People just don't think it's possible, so that's why I'm streaming. Yeah, Kevin, it occurred a little bit later than NQ. Someone in the Discord, join Discord by the way, guys, it's pinned. Someone in the Discord asked, what is the best day can't be more than 50% profits? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 1500 if I trade once and I'm down 800. Yeah, what Kevin said. So preferably if you want to pass top step, you have there's a 2-day minimum trading requirement, but if you want to pass top step, you want to make 1500 you want to make 1,500 on day 1 and 1,500 on day 2. It could be close. It could be 1,600 and 1,600. Majority of times I target like 1,570 or close to 1,600 just to be a little bit more safe. And that's it. Do you have payout proofs in Discord so that people can see that this is legit? Check my WAP. It's on the banner. I should probably post it also. I can also probably post it in Discord, but check my WAP. Go to the WAP page. I have payouts proof there. Yeah, 1501, 1501 should work too, yeah. I mean, S, you're seeing all this me making money live, so it's just like, you know. But if you want to just go off payouts, just check the WAP page. And don't forget, like I said, I trade also a personal account, so just keep that in mind. So most of my money is coming from my personal, not funded accounts. What you do is you take payouts. My personal opinion, how I approach it is you take payouts and you have, okay, let's say you have a side job or side income. You have income on the side coming in, and then you essentially take your payouts and you add those together. And then once you add those together, you essentially, what's it called? You essentially save a percent of those, and then you put a percent into like a personal. And then once you stack enough, you essentially can get to where you can make more on your personals. Well, I started trading funded accounts when I started trading a long time ago. That's how I started. Well, no, I started with a personal on options. I talked about this story before, but I started with a personal on options. And then I later transitioned to other types of trading, and then now I'm here. So yeah, that would be my personal suggestion. It's not financial advice, but personal suggestion, you know, on how you guys can approach it if you don't have too much capital. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna call the firm out because it might just be me, but I did get banned at one prop firm. I'm not gonna say names, but I did get banned at one prop firm, and they would not tell me. They just would not tell me the reason why. So my only assumption is I was just too profitable. It's getting too many payouts, and they just banned me. So, like, I can't purchase anything. I tried, you know, different methods. I probably shouldn't say that. I tried different payment methods and such, and they just basically banned me. I can't purchase anything now. They closed all my accounts on that prop firm. So just understand it's not a long-term thing, guys. If you're too profitable, these firms will just ban you. They will just ban you. Hence, you go with the main ones. That's my suggestion. You go with the main firms. I had a buddy of mine that I just met in the trading space because, you know, me doing these YouTube videos, I tell you guys I don't really have a huge social life outside of trading because this is the reality of this job. I'm calling it a job because it's basically how I live, make a living. One of my buddies that I met on YouTube, he basically also got banned, or he got a temporary suspension. He got a temporary suspension from another firm. It was not the same firm, but they put him on pause because he was also milking these firms. So again, this is why you don't want to be you don't want to go buy some luxury item, luxury car, like once you become profitable. Please don't do that. That's just like, come on. Don't be silly. These people that post videos on YouTube buying Lambos and such after making money, that's not realistic at all. That's only after years of actual true compounding your personal account and with some payouts or a lot of payouts. Otherwise, it's just like you're getting misled by these gurus, or I should call them furus online. So that's why I also avoid doing lifestyle videos on my channel because it brings the wrong crowd of people. People that come in with the mindset they're gonna get rich tomorrow or in a month is not people I want to teach. Like, yes, I want a lot of people to find my channel because I think the information and knowledge I provide in the course is like not found anywhere else because it's from my personal experience. But again, I don't want to have this reputation of I don't want to be associated with these people that are just pulling scams and such and just flashing lifestyle stuff. So I keep my personal life separate from YouTube, obviously, and you guys should too with your trading, obviously. Yeah, I don't want to do it in 2 days, but see if we can keep trading in a week. I want to do it. That's great. I'm just reading someone from Discord. I'm a little late to these questions. Maybe you could offer the live training sessions. So this is a question from Kevin. You may offer live training sessions for people who have proven they went through the course and achieved a payout. That's what I was thinking about yesterday. But one payout's not enough. I'd have to set the bar kind of high for that. Anyone can, no offense, but you can gamble to a payout. I'll make a video. It's just based on mathematical statistics. You can have a not working strategy and still get to a payout. As long as you don't tilt. Like a 40% winner at 1-to-1 is not profitable. You can actually mathematically, if you get lucky, you can literally still get to a payout. Which is crazy, but I'll show you guys the statistics. I have a video coming. I'll probably post that video in the course only though. Majority of stuff I don't put up on YouTube for free. All the free stuff on YouTube is just like pretty basic stuff I just give out to people on YouTube. All the advanced stuff that's very technical, I keep it within the course. And then obviously mentorship students get more than that. But I don't have any spots yet for mentorship. If you are interested in that, why I personally handheld you to profitability, you're just gonna have to wait. You have to wait. You don't have to be on the wait list. I don't like having too many people at once. I only have a few people at once, and I basically what I do is I get the people in the current mentorship profitable consistently, meaning I want them to see them get at least 3 payouts, and then I add a spot, and then I open up a spot, for example. Until then, I try to work with the people I have. But yeah, Kevin, in the future, I will think about that. That is a consideration. I think it would have to be at least like 3 payouts. And I would have to see your account stats too. I don't want someone that got payouts, like for example, with like I don't want to be mean, but if you have like a 55% winner at 1-to-1 and you got a payout, it's not a good enough edge to be profitable in the long run. I don't want people on live doing that. So yeah, but anyway, I'll consider it in the future. Maybe I think it won't be anytime soon. It'll probably be in a year when I get more people to learn the system, and the people that are currently learning master the system. I'll be very comfortable trading live with those people, because one issue I've noticed, not noticed, but I feel like would happen is people that, let's say, don't have much experience trading, they join live session, they're gonna ask too many questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, by the way. It's just like, I don't want to repeat myself answering the same questions 10 times, or like several times. So I'd rather answer a question one time and you guys go back and watch it. And some questions are obviously gonna be a lot more basic than others. So hence why I want everyone to obviously be masters at the system I trade, my system. And then they can move on to that next level with me. But also live streaming trading is more effort for me. I have to talk the whole time. I mean, maybe I don't, but it's just like, it's gonna be boring watching someone trade if they're not talking. It's not easy to talk for 6 hours straight. And another issue is also to manage a personal account. It might not be realistic to do all three at once. Hence why I've recently only been trading 2 assets, mainly just really indices. I just have ES and NQ up for the most part. New York session, Asia session is like prime time for gold though. I don't think I'm ever gonna trade indices ever again after yesterday. I'm geeked, bro. Even though I ended green, it's just like over a long period of time, it's not worth my time. I value time over money. Hence why you guys don't see me stay on too long. But I made these streams a bit longer to help you guys, you know. So I stay on for that, but that's it. Mattis had a question. Why were you still bullish on time of entry? You're now just also biased on course? Why are you still bullish on time of entry? Oh, you're talking about the entry I signaled. Oh, whoa. Can you guys see it on screen? My screen keeps tearing up. I think I need to get a new computer. It's a really good computer, but it might be the monitor. It tears up from time to time where it glitches out. If you're talking about this 5 or trade running right now, yeah, it's in the course. You might not be able to understand it right now because it's a new system to you probably. To get the course, you'll understand everything. I saw lower 5-minute high around 11:10. 11:10. Lower high? I don't know exactly what you mean by lower high since this is a higher high. Oh, well, if you're saying lower than this, that's something I explained in the course. All the course members know exactly why this is still a good trade. To the highs. There's a specific reason why I'm okay with this. And it doesn't affect the win rate. But yeah, definitely take the course if you want to learn everything. I won't answer every question on here. I'll just answer the most basic questions. Again, this is just showing you guys proof, live trading, that my system strategy works. That's all this. That's like the main purpose of this stream, because I just want to clear up the doubt. Some people, there's a person on my YouTube. He commented saying if I could just like show proof of live trades once. I was like, okay, sure. It's my 3rd time going live. Every single time I've gone live, it's been a green day. So. Just to put that fact out there. Definition between teacher and guru. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Again, you guys are really lucky if you're here. I'm just letting you know that. It took me a very long time to develop this system and actually find something that works. That actually like logically is in line with like basically how the market works. Not trying to say it's the market algorithm, but it kind of is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a way of viewing the market. It's very specific. I think a lot of people don't have this view, and that's why they are unprofitable. They don't have an edge. My TP hit on NQ, huge risk reward trade. Let's go, Kevin. Let's go. If you have P&L, or maybe not P&L, executions or whatever, or even just a trading view chart of the trade setup that you took exactly, you can send it in, if you want, you can send it in the free chat to let everyone else know that the system is working. I'm gonna send mine in a bit. If we get to that high. NQ, low key, they're both kind of close to the high. You can see, even though we failed this SMT, it's okay. Now, there is one thing I will mention. I'll mention this. I'm not going to talk about this on stream. I'm going to talk about this to the course members in at the end, because it's something. It's like a little thing. Not a. I wouldn't say it's a secret of the market, but it's a little thing that could boost your win rate a lot. I'll discuss to the course members in the private chat on a thing that I've been noticing recently that I've been applying to my system to make it a higher win rate on, like, for example, why this is lower probability setup. Even with if we had SMT, this is a very specific reason why. And it has nothing to do with, by the way, like price not coming back in premium or discount of this range, by the way. It's nothing like that. TP above the trendline liquidity. Awesome, dude. What is that risk reward? 2.3. I don't know what your stop loss is, but I assume it was something like this. Still a good trade. Target 2.7. Any of these highs would work as a TP. Should be green for the day. Again, no need to get greedy. It's just we'd like to take advantage of when market conditions are good, like today. I mean, I don't foresee, if you're red for today when we have such good market conditions, I think you need to find a new strategy or system. Because I did strategy hop when I started trading, and there's nothing wrong with strategy hopping as long as you give each system enough ample time and sample size to play out. And then you can determine whether or not the system works, which I've been sticking to this system for about 2 years, 2.5 years almost by now, because I know that this system works the best out of anything I've ever tested. And it's like, it's just not even close in terms of like risk reward you can make. Like I said, you can easily make 100 a month. If you're trading all three sessions, you can make 300. But obviously I'm not doing that because, you know, I want to enjoy free time. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to sit on the chart all day. At some point, money doesn't buy you more happiness. There's a threshold to the point where you just stop, happiness doesn't increase much, and time just matters more. So far, still running, by the way, on my account. I am up, let's see, this is 8%, 882. So you guys obviously on stream definitely got the better entry, because I had to go back and switch tabs to enter the trade if I was talking through it. So you guys should have got the 5 risk reward entry. Here's my entry on one of my accounts. It's not too bad, but it's just a little late. So there's my TP there. If the screenshot loads, I'll send it to Discord. You guys want to check that? Join the Discord. There's my entry. Again, you can see not the best price. That's my entry on one of my accounts. It's about what is this risk reward? 3.5. You round to 4. About a 3.5 4 risk reward trade, even with like a bad entry, or not the best entry, not ideal. So about 1 risk reward off, about 4 risk reward there on my TP. Again, my TP is here. It's just like, I don't want to get edged again, man, up here. This is a pro trend break. I talked about this in the course, so we could definitely run very high from here, even to here, this high. But like I said, I don't want to get edged again. If this was the initial trade, sure, but these screenshots are moving everywhere. Hold on. Oh, which one was this? Oh, this is when I got edged on the first trade. right here. You guys can see I was so close to TP here. I just keep these as proof for people that are new, that don't know this is what I do for a living. They want proof, so here it is. There's some trades I don't have executions for. They're on my personal. But I'll show you all the funded account executions. So there's the bottom wick right there. Wick setup right there. Again, you have to get the course to know what that is. And then here is this current setup right here. Still running. In terms of, since we have so many of these highs, that we can just reverse some of these highs, I'll just hold it, see what's up. And I can't blame the market if, you know, if it goes back again. So I'm okay with that. Already up big on the day, not a problem to me. If I wasn't up yet on the day, it's my first trade, I probably would have just TP'd at those highs here, right here. Would previous week high be a crazy target? I think that's the target I was talking about that I just marked out. It's not a crazy target, but I typically don't hold for weekly targets intraday. If this was during kill zone, sure. It's not. We're a little lower volatility. I mean, it's not bad volatility. We still have like a decent sized move. It's comparable to kill zone moves, but it's not as ideal. Most liquidity gets taken out during kill zones. There's a specific reason why I do believe that is not too crazy of a target. I won't explain it on the stream. Like I said, it's something the course members should know about if they've seen all the videos. We are about to hit the high. I'm putting alert here on NQ. NQ takes out the high. I might just mini close here. So, but the thing is, if I mainly close, I bet people are always gonna make an excuse. People are gonna be like, oh, you didn't stick to your trading plan, or oh, you closed out too early. But it's like, come on. Nice, dude. Damn, you got a sniper entry. Holy. You guys are in a free Discord. Kevin posted his executions in terms of the trade he took. Long. Got a 4 risk reward trade. This is nice, man. It's basically the same risk reward I'm about to hit, but I have to. My target's still up here, so sick, dude. Watch them in your free time later. They are posted on my YouTube after streams end. But if you want free money, okay, I don't want to say free money, never mind. I'm not doing handouts. Damn, Danny just sent me a screenshot in DMs. There's so many fake accounts of me, guys. Just be careful, please. I'm never gonna DM you first. I'm never gonna DM you first. So if I ever send you a friend request or DM you first, it's not me. Unless you bought the mentorship, that's obviously when I reach out personally to you guys, add you as a friend and all that. But if you didn't, then you shouldn't expect any DM from me. How's the music going? Is this loud or no? Okay, good. I don't want the music to be loud. That's all. Cool, cool, cool. I assume you guys like the music over no music at all? Question mark. I personally don't really actually trade with music on myself, like when I'm trading. For the most part, I know I did on Asia Center stream last night, but that was just to test out the audio to see if it works or not. So for the most part, I'm usually in the flow state, is what some people like to call it when I'm trading, really focused. Now, am I in a flow state right now talking with you guys and trading? Not the same, but I mean, it's not the same, but I try to do my best for you guys. Yeah, as Kevin's funded. He showed me proof, so I just gave him the funded role. You can see all the people that are funded by the role in the Discord. It's gonna be a yellow name tag, and just keep in mind, like, a lot of people are recently joining the course too, so can't really expect too many people to be funded. But from the ones that have been with me for quite a while, majority are funded, and then some just never report to me. So I don't know, like, what, some people, they just have other things they want to pursue instead of trading. There's just a lot of situations, so you have to account for all that. But majority of people, I have a very high confidence rate that majority of people that take the course and finish it and actually practice what I preach, you'll get funded. That should be like easy to get funded. Payouts, that's gonna be obviously something on yourself. That's a more disciplined thing. You see if you can stick to your rules. If you can, payouts should not be a problem at all. Now, there's rules. If you guys don't know, certain firms have different rules. Certain rules have consistency rules, even for funded accounts. Some other firms don't. So it just depends. Top step, you just need 5 green days, and you can request a payout. So you can easily just knock out 5 green days in a row and get a payout. But enough talking about prop firms. Let's just focus on trading here in terms of technicals. There's nothing much to talk about here, though. To be fair, just price is just gonna slowly climb up to my TP. But you guys can see what I mean, right? Course members know exactly what this is called right here. Why I said I just wasn't comfortable holding my position here. I'd rather just take a re-entry. Yes, it took a little bit more effort. It took 1 loss to get that re-entry, but in the end, it's worth it. How much would I be up? This would be 5 risk reward if you took it with me on stream. 12 minus 1, 11, 10. Wait. 13 risk reward? I do my math right? Yeah, that's 13 risk reward. That's 13 risk reward. So something to keep in mind. 13 risk reward. That's in a single trading session, guys. So people that think 100 risk reward is impossible, I don't know where they get that from. It's kind of weird to me. Just say you don't have as good of a system. It's okay. Yeah, Kevin, I had red week after funded because I told you to let my emotions take over and couldn't trade every day. Happens. It happens. As long as it's not a personal account, it's okay. If that happens on a personal account, that's pretty bad. But fund accounts, it's okay. But yeah, that's what I tell you guys. Once you learn the system, you know it objectively works. The last thing you have to do is just focus on your discipline. I'm telling you guys, trading is 100% edge, 100% discipline. What that means is once you get the edge and system and learn my strategy from the course or mentorship down, all you need to do is just be disciplined and follow it. That's all you need to do. Once you start deviating from it, start taking random trades, over leverage. I know some people over leverage a lot. I never personally had a problem with over leveraging. my psychological mistakes I had in the beginning, my trading career, was mainly just not having an edge, and not having an edge gave me a lot of psychology problems. But even when I did have an edge, it took me a while because you had to build confidence of making profits like live, you know, trading a system. Like what I'm doing, what I'm literally showing you guys right now, making profits live, right? So once you have enough confidence, you can stick to the edge without tilting. Tilting can destroy any type of trading system. No matter how profitable trading system is, if you don't follow it, it's not going to come out with a positive edge. And that should be pretty common sense, but some people don't realize they're tilting. So you do have to be in the moment with yourself. That is something you have to work on, being self-aware. And I think personally, I made videos in the course going over specific practices you guys should implement to help yourself be more self-aware. It's in the psychology section of the course. So, you know, definitely look into that course section if you have problems with that. Specific advice, to-dos on how you can work on that. Prices is slowly, it's been like an hour-ish. And yeah, Kevin said I started taking random trades after lost 2 trades and price action got pat. Yeah, here's the thing, 2 losses is very normal. That's very normal. That's something you just have to accept. That's super normal. Like I said, I'll pull up the screenshot again, but let's see. Where's the screenshot? This is from, I forgot where I got this from, but it is correct. Here it is. Like, and even if you're trading a system with a 75% win rate, you're bound to have 3 losses in a row. Like, I don't know where people get this idea, for example, that like 3 losses in a row means something doesn't work. Like, that's just not how it works in probabilities. Like, for example, let's say you were trading at 40% win rate. You shouldn't be tilting even after 8 losses in a row, because that's normal. I know it sounds crazy to say because that's a lot of drawdown, hence why you need to adjust your risk parameters to your win rate. If you have a 40% win rate, you need to risk less than, preferably 1% or less per trade, because on a funded that'll be almost max drawdown, right? So you adjust your risk parameters based on your trading system and its potential max drawdown. But yeah, you can see like 2 losses, like Kevin said, he started taking random trades after 2 lost trades. You know, I don't know Kevin's win rate. That's not important to me. What's important to me is just knowing that, you know, 2 losses in a row, even at someone with an 85% win rate, is just very probable to occur. So it's very normal. Oh my gosh, man. Yes, it's crazy to think about. It is. But, and think about it, that is within 50 trades. In a given month, you likely take more than 50 trades. So it's like, it's something you need to keep in mind. If you can't deal with that drawdown psychologically, please, what you need to do is reduce your risk percent per trade. And this is why, like, that's why I tend to tell people, try to have a system above. Hold on, let me check my trade real quick. Oh my gosh, dude, please don't edge me again today. Please don't. We have very good price action. This price action in terms of PA right now, this is completely good. It's just, I don't like sitting through manipulation. Please just take out the high for me. I know we've taken out highs already, but I want all those highs. Please don't reverse. Hold on, I'm thinking of, I'll move my stop to break even here, because the thing is, especially if we take an entry here, this PY should hold if we do come back. So break even is a really smart idea. So if you're still in this trade with me, holding for, I don't know what high you're holding for, I'm just holding for this here, move to break even. There's no reason to let this go to stop loss if it does come back, because that just means, you know, prices took these highs. That's all it means. Again, most traders would have TP'd already. People that are taking partials, they've already TP'd. But like I said, doing that messes up your risk reward over the long run with partials. Hence, I'd rather you TP at 1 or 2 risk reward total and close out everything than, you know, taking partials along the way. taking partials a long way is over managing a trade. Also, I don't over manage my trades. I keep everything very simple. As soon as I find my entry and setup, I keep it extremely simple. And all the course members know how easy and simple it is once you get that setup and entry. On my eval account, win rate was 56%. On funded, with my tilting is down to 42%. Okay, yeah. There you go. There you go, Kevin. There you go. So now you know. Eight losing trades in a row is actually normal. Again, I know it's crazy to say. It's actually normal for with a win rate that's around 40%. With the 56%, I think it's probably 6 losses in a row, or 5, something like that. It's literally a 97% guarantee. It's basically guaranteed. So you don't know when it will happen, but it's basically guaranteed, man. Now for me, typically for the most part, like I lose trades. Obviously, I had a red day, or I had 2 red days last month in bad PA and came out still over 130 risk reward. But on those red days, on one of the red days, I remember I took 3 losses in a row. I took 3 losses in a row. And look, here, I'll show you guys a picture. My win rate, I'm going to keep this on here because I don't want to, it's getting annoying. My win rate, guys, if you master my system, you will get your win rate if you optimize very nicely to like a 60 to 65% at 3 to 4 risk reward. And that is a killer system. That is a killer system. You can have a few tilts and a few random trades and still be very, very green above everyone else that just has a system that's okay. Like my win rate is around this, right? I had 3 losses in a row consecutively on that red day. Look at that. Why did I not tilt? You may wonder, why did I not tilt? Look at that. That is, I'm guaranteed 95.8% chance of having those 3 losses in a row. So I was like, okay with that. That's normal. There's nothing wrong with my system there at all. Nothing wrong. There's people that take 10 trades in a row, losing, and they still stick to this system, or they just tilt, you know? So just keep that in mind, man. Stick to your edge. Once you have a proven edge, just stick to it. You'll make a lot of money in the markets. Just don't let those red days take over, man. I keep my red days 1 to 3 restored max. So let's say, for example, I lose 3 trades in a row, which, like I said, is possible. Or obviously, if you're on the opposite side, end of the spectrum in terms of losers or winners, you could say with a 60% win rate, I don't have the exact data here, but the chance of me hitting 3 winners in a row is going to be higher. It's probably going to be a 98% chance of me hitting 3 winners in a row. So you have to also think on the opposing side that you also will have a lot of winners and also losers in a row too, depending on your win rate. But like I said, I was completely okay, just normal. Even 4 losses, look, with my system, no matter how good your system is, my system 4 losses in a row, that's still normal. That's okay with me. I don't mind 4 losses in a row. Now, you may ask, 5 losses in a row, that's still okay with me. Why? Because, okay, not okay in terms of, it's okay in terms of you shouldn't be tilting. That's what I'm trying to say. I would still stick to my system. And if I take 6 losses in a row, I'm still sticking to my system. But look at that, 6 losses in a row is a 7% chance. So there still is a chance. It's not 100% guaranteed that I won't have that. It's still a percent. Now, obviously, if I ever, I don't remember the last time I took like 8, 9, 10 or more than that losses in a row. Honestly, that's like almost impossible. But you can see it's like 1% or 0.3% chance. But if that ever happens, likely 99% of times, there's something wrong with me. As in, either I'm making an emotional decision, and if I'm not, I'm trading, enforcing bad trades during bad price action. Remember, going over Asia session. Like, look, I came out, I came out, where'd it go? I came out green. Yes. Oh, did I take on NQ? Hold on. I think I took on NQ. Oh, I did take on NQ, never mind. Like, this is horrible price action, right? Still, even with this horrible price action, my system only gave me 2 losses in a row. And I had 4 winners in a row before that. So like, it's not a problem to me. So again, you gotta think in probabilities. And the more experience you get fighting and beating your emotions, the better and better habits and discipline you will build in your trading, and not just trading, but in your life. and these disciplinary habits, of course, I think do carry over. But in trading, it's much harder to be disciplined than other things, right? Because, for example, if you're disciplined to go to the gym, you just have to show up. You just have to drive to the gym. You just have to show up to the gym to be considered going to the gym. For trading, you have to force yourself to not take a random trade. It's still different discipline. It's harder to be disciplined in trading. I think personally, genuine trading is probably the hardest thing in the world in terms of discipline. Because, like, for example, let's say you were in the army, and for example, let's say in the army you have to wake up at 5 a.m. I don't know the times or anything, but let's say you have to wake up at 5 a.m. You can force yourself to just wake up at 5 a.m. And you just build that habit pretty easily. But trading, you have to force yourself. It's the same thing. It's just willpower, but you need basically way more willpower to control your emotions in trading. I think that's where a lot of people fail too. So something to keep in mind. Like for me, at this point in my stage, I'm not optimizing my system anymore. It really is super optimized. Like I don't know any other system in the world, or not in the world, sorry. Quants definitely make more risk reward than me, but I don't know any retail strategy or system that makes more risk reward than mine every month. It's completely honest here. So I just stick to my system, and all I do every day, focus wise, is I just focus on building good habits and being disciplined and not taking random trades. That's it. There's not much technical work because I already have the technicals built in terms of my technicals. For me at this point, with all the screen time I've had practicing and training the system, it is just muscle memory basically. So now prices reversing, bro. Oh my gosh, we got so close to that high. This might be another day, but I'm glad, Kevin, you locked in those profits, man. I'm really glad you locked in those, especially after what happened to us on the first long here. I wouldn't be surprised if prices does it again. But this could be a manipulation, a fake reaction. It's just like it's a little too much momentum for me for a fake reaction, but we'll see. Hoping these PYs below hold. I'm at break even currently, guys. So again, I'm counting this as a winner on stream because obviously, like I said, there's so many places you could TP. Most people don't even make 3 risk reward, 4 risk reward in a day. So this would have been your daily profit there. And some people may ask if I'm going to short this. I'm not shorting this. If you TP'd already, I'm not going to short this. It's lower probability. Can it work? 100%. It can still work. Thing in probabilities, the chance is lower. So I'll just let the trade run. Fundamentals being bearish today didn't really affect my bias too much. The main thing really is just this 30-minute here. Because think about it this way fractally. If the 30-minute holds here, nothing should ever go above this high. And so far we have not gone above the high actually. So if this holds here, we're likely to just dump and take out this New York session low here and could go lower. So, that's my thesis of what I am expecting of the market. So, yeah, I'm just letting the trade run, break even. If you want to just take profits, you can. After seeing that reaction, I have a course video explaining different ways of taking profits. Like you can take profits here after seeing that. There's no reaction in terms of internal liquidity. It was just these internal swing points that price is reacting off of. Man, those highs look so good, man. I think I said this yesterday too. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Was it yesterday? It was another live stream I did, and what was it? Let me look back. Hold on, I'm checking the streams real quick. It was one of the streams where, oh my gosh, yeah, it was. I remember now. Hold on, let me pull this up for y'all. Yes, this was a trade I took on stream. You guys were there. This was the second. I think Kevin was there. A few members were there on the second. I removed the trade. It's probably in one of these folders I have.
But I do delete my trades over time so my trading view doesn't lag, doesn't get messy. It was a trade here, man. I hit break even on this trade. I was looking for this high to get ran, and it actually did get ran, but it hit my break even before. So that did suck. And it held this low perfectly, literally. Same situation, like I said, you know, that might occur right now. It could just be manipulation and then take out the high. So there's that. Got edged twice in a row. 3 times, actually, at this point. But that's what I can expect when I'm trading with more aggressive TPs. I tell you guys about the probabilities of each TP hitting. You guys should know these are more aggressive targets. And with that comes high risk. High risk comes high reward. So I'm willing to take it because this is only on one account, so I'm okay with it. You know, I just want to get a good draw on liquidity trade on stream at least. I know we had a good one 2 days ago, but this one is looking clean. Let's see what NQ is doing. NQ, there's a stop hunter setup on NQ and ES right now, actually, if you guys do want to take that. If you're confident in the high. All the members, if you were trading, you would probably be in that stop hunter setup already without me telling you, because it's very mechanical. There's no discretion at all, really, for that. Draw's clear to me. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Again, NQ not taking out the high earlier here is okay with me the first time, but if we fail the second time to take out the high, longs are very low probability, and it's probably just take out the low. And obviously I'm not looking for any more trades today. I told you guys this is last trade of the day for me. The stream's like 3 hours long. I've taken my profits earlier in the day already, so I used to trade with a 30% win rate, Darren. Oh, that's what Darren said. Sorry. I lose like 12 trades in a row and then make it back. See, Darren? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. I mean, the fact that you're able to stay disciplined to take out 12 L's in a row, that's probably not something I can actually do. Well, because I'm so used to a high win rate. But if you're able to do that, man, props to you. That's good work. That's really good work, to be honest. And like I said, that's why I stopped super high risk word trading, like 10 risk word. To me, I can't handle that, and most people probably can't handle that, and it's too much drawdown for me. I'd rather trade something higher win rate and I can risk more percent, you know. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with the low win rate system. It's just not for me. Just like how people that were scalping, they would already be done with their day in a few minutes, unlike me holding this trade still. Do you just trade do you just trade anytime during the day, no matter session or kill zone? It depends. I want to get most of my trades in during kill zone. I have a course. Honestly, with all these questions, you should just get the course. It just answer everything, so I don't have to answer all these questions. Because it answers everything. I've gone through the data also, collecting everything for that. Look at gold. Gold, okay. Look at gold, I guess. We mitigated there. Do you have an IFG? Sure. If you see, like, if you're trading my IFG scalping setup, you would have already TP'd for another 1-to-1 risk reward right there at that low. Gold. Oh my gosh. See, what did I tell you guys, man? What did I tell you guys? Whenever you get, you guys have to watch the timestamp. This is like, I can't make this up. I don't think I've gotten one draw wrong on stream so far. Look, I literally said at this time, when price is consolidating, we get a big move. And look, we just had that move finally. It broke out to the upside. Again, I wouldn't be really looking for trades per se for ranging like this for this long. But if you were on the seconds, there's a lot of continuation trades with my continuation model here that you could have taken on the seconds. Even on the 1 minute you could, but to me, when it's chopping up like this, I tend to avoid it. This one is not too bad because you can see we're still respecting lows, right? Lows are being held, and we're making higher highs in terms of internal swing. So this is not too bad. But when I talk about bad consolidation, I'm talking about where price randomly takes out highs and lows just randomly. Like this randomly does it with no like specific reasons, you know? And that's when you don't want to be trading. So yeah, nice catch, S. Let me know. If I was doing a prediction on gold, we mitigated. Okay, so since we mitigated that high time frame POI on the left, we don't have to necessarily take out the high. We could just come back down, go lower and take out the high. But it's not clear enough for me on gold, honestly. But we do for sure expect a big move. So if this is the low here, I can expect easily previous day high to get taken from here. But I mean, look at the time and how much price has barely moved in 2.5 hours. It's probably not going to happen today. It might happen over Asia. I'll definitely check it out though during the Asia session. I might trade gold, but to be fair, I am up a lot on the day, so I don't think I'm gonna trade Asia session today. What I usually like to do is just trade. If I make, my usual goal is if I make a lot of risk reward in one session, like New York session for example, I'm just gonna end my day. I want free time, man. I want free time. I'm not gonna treat this like a 9 to 5. Yes, it's quite ironic since I've been on the charts for like not in 8 hours but 5 hours, but that's because I'm streaming for y'all. So you know, just showing you guys what's possible with trading. I don't know if there's anyone doing this live on YouTube making this much money. It's not been about the money, it's about the risk reward, your risk adjusted returns. I don't know anyone else on YouTube that's doing 13 risk reward in a single trading session. They can come out green, but they're not making as much risk reward. Because I focus more on risk reward, if you guys don't know why, instead of monetary value, because not everyone has the same size accounts. Some people have smaller accounts, so they're not going to make as much. And if you want to still make a lot with small accounts, you need a high risk reward system. Ooh, y'all, did you guys TP on a stop hunter setup? That took it. Kevin or Sebastian, if you're still here. I don't know if Sebastian's still here. And I know some of you guys are just having audio playing since you're at work or whatever. That's cool. You don't have to be trading actively. If you took on NQ, it didn't hit TP yet, but literally it would have hit you out on TP if you took the stop hunter on ES with those equal highs right there. So something to notice. So if you're on NQ, you can consider this an SMT right here internally. If you want to take your profits, if you want to risk it, you can at least, you know, hold break even here, depending on what your entry was. Hold break even and see if you can run the highs with me. But aside from that, you know, I'm more of a greedy. I don't want to say greedy trader, but I'm okay with stuff like this. I'm waiting for NQ to hit TP. Okay, that's cool. Just like I said, reminder, we do have this SMT here internally with NQ, or sorry, with ES that did hit TP. So something to keep in mind. If you're just waiting for this little difference in profit, you can just close here. It's not a huge difference, I don't think, at least. Let's see. Depends where you put your stop loss. Yeah, proportionally, it's not going to be much of a profit difference if you want to just exit there. Otherwise, you can hold with me. People would like to manage their days in terms of P&L differently, right? For me, I can make a lot of risk reward early in the day, and then I can just take these trades where it's just more like lotto trades in a sense, I like to call them. And obviously, I just have it break even. It's not even risk on at all. But if you're someone that prefers a higher win rate, you just want to take those base hits 100%, you just TP there. So yeah, I mean, everything's working like I'm saying. You just have to do this every day. Even without me here, you guys should be trading and thinking like this every single day. This is exactly how I think coming into the day. You should be mimicking exactly how I'm thinking. Darren said, Darren, are you in a Discord, by the way? I'm not sure if you're just someone from YouTube or just Discord, but Oh, S just joined. Danny just joined. Darren said, "Yeah, I'm starting to focus on higher win rate." That's basically what I lean towards, Darren. I started with lower win rate, high risk reward, and then I started balancing out my win rate and risk reward. Now it's just really perfect right now. This system's really perfect for anyone to trade. A very good win rate and high risk reward system. You get benefits of both worlds. I like to keep it balanced. So never really understood, again, people saying you can't make 100 risk reward in a month. I mean, look, this is 5 risk reward. If you just took this one trade today in one day, times 20, that's 100 risk reward. It's kind of funny. I need to ask those people sometime that, like, I don't know, dude. Don't quite get it. That's actually a question that you guys got me thinking as to why people think that is. It's probably because people look at it in terms of percent. People probably look at like hedge funds in terms of percent because they only report percentage. They don't report risk reward. Will you be posting some proofs of payouts on the Discord? As just check the proof of payouts. It's on the WAP. I don't know if I still have the screenshots on my computer. It's on the WAP, so it's on the cloud. Did I post them before in the Discord? I might have in the past. I'll have to look through it, but just check the WAP, man. It should be on the banner. Oh, I got an alert. NQ hit the high. All right, ES. Let's see what's my P&L looking like. How far is NQ? Ooh. Now if we can get that New York session higher in NQ, please. I'm holding this. Now I'm gonna trim my stop loss for this just for stream. If we get like some crazy momentum coming down, I'll just TP and profit. I'm gonna trail my stop. So since we swept this low here, we can't get a double back-to-back stop hunter setup. I've talked about that in the course very often. We could also mitigate come down here, so it's not really a good place to trail stop loss. I'm gonna just go based on what price is delivering. If it just goes deliver with momentum, that'd be great. If it starts slowing down a lot and then actually gives a valid entry model going down, I'll probably just close. Let's see what happens though with price. It should just push through. I know it hit an internal high, but it should just push straight through if it wants that high. S, like I said, I trade a lot on my personal account too. So you have to keep that in consideration. I traded prop firms a lot more back then. Kevin said TP on stop hunter setup. Let's go, man. Let's go. Sebastian took the trade too with one NQ contract. Nice, man. That risk reward is crazy. Damn, Sebastian, what is that? 4 or 5 risk reward? The high? Good stuff. Again, S, it's not my job here to validify everything. I'm really doing, I think showing proof of live trading and making money live trading is a lot more credible than any payout would provide. Like I said, you can gamble towards payouts. There's people that have gambled towards payouts. I'm sure there has, because statistically it's possible. I wouldn't put too much focus on payouts, man. Would not put too much focus on payouts. And again, if you want to watch my analysis, I don't know when you joined the stream S, but if you want to watch my analysis before calling out these other trades, you can just go back in the stream too. It'll be posted, but I think you were here for a while, so. Yo, how did I miss that live stream notification? You're gonna rewatch later. Sick, Mo. I don't know if he's in that stream right now, but nice. Again, once you get to the level of trading I'm at, where you can do this consistently, my personal account matters way more to me than all my fundeds combined. Because at the end of the day, if these firms ever shut down, if you get banned, like me, I literally got banned at one firm for I guess being too profitable. Never gave me a reason why. They just didn't let me purchase anything anymore. Every payment method failed, like on my account. They just completely blacklisted me after payouts. So, and obviously they're not gonna tell me on email like we banned you because you made too much money. They're obviously not gonna say that because that's bad on their end for reputation purposes. So they just stopped responding to my emails. I tried sending email like 3 times in a row, like every month. Never got back to me. So I was like, all right, whatever. That firm that I got banned on, it was just across several 5-figure payouts, and then they banned me. So I think I traded with them for, it wasn't too long either. I'm guessing it was the volume of the size of payouts. Okay, TP just hit on NQ. Took out the high. I'm gonna hold because ES is probably gonna take out the high right now with this momentum. Which high was this? This is an SMT here, but usually this would not be an SMT you really want to be shorting from though, because the draw is high. So this should work. I'd be mad if this actually went back, but it should work here for sure. Let's hit TP here. Let's hit TP here. I'm gonna chill for the rest of the stream. You guys want to just stay on, you know, see what's up. But no more trades for the most part for me. It's already a big day. Okay, we just took out that high on NQ. Yes, you're so close. I don't want to close early in front of the stream. It's not sticking to my system. You should most definitely hit that. We're 2 ticks away. Alright, and then I'll send you guys execution proof. I already sent it. That was in a trade, but I'll send the TP for people that missed the stream. How did all the members do? Anyone that was in a live stream, how much risk reward are you guys up? I don't care about the money amount. I'm never gonna ask you guys how much money you're up, because I honestly, like, people were not gonna ask me how much money I'm up either, especially on my personal. You gotta keep everything. I keep everything separate. But we want to focus on trading performance, right? So, how much risk reward are you guys up today? I did take these trades. I mean, this was 5 risk reward. Wait, is this NQ did take the high? Bro, ES. Hold on. Nah, nothing in 30 seconds. We should just be good. I'm not gonna label it as a 5 risk reward trade yet, since my TP didn't hit. It's very close though. Not gonna send a screenshot of it edging my TP again. We're hitting TP here. But this is, if you caught this with me, and if you caught the stop hunter and that, even with the smaller TP, that's like 4. I assume the stop hunter was like 1 or 2 risk reward. 6 risk reward right there, literally. in an hour. So something you want to keep in mind. People do that. These are the people that say you can only make that in a month. 4 hours for a day. Nice, Kevin. I'd close out, man. I know you trade a lot, Kevin. I feel like you trade a lot because I see you pretty active in terms of trading. Just don't let the trading too much get to you in terms of like gets to the over trading aspect when you then potentially start tilting, because the longer you stay on the charts, the more likely it is for you to make psychology mistakes, because your mind is first on stressed already. You're in a stressed state of mind. Your brain's not refreshed. And even if you're up, what happens is you might not get mad, but you're gonna get greedy. You're like, I'm up for risk reward, for example. I'm gonna use that as an example. And then you're like, damn, good price action. I'm gonna get greedy here. I'm gonna keep trading. Let's even get hit 10 today. And then what happens is a lot of people, you might just, at that point, you might make some bad trading decisions. And not just that, but probability from a technical standpoint, we're not gonna have that many A+ setups in a given day. We're just not. It's just not possible, right? I've shown you guys the A+ setups here today. This is not possible to have price deliver that many A+ setups in a given day. If you already have 1 or 2 A+ setups in a given day, you should be happy with that. You honestly should just be happy and satisfied with that, because there's days where we don't get a single A+ setup and it's just all B setups, which are lower win rate. Yes, they would still work. They can still work and still make money, but the odds are just a little bit lower. NQ just immediately had a wick reaction. I don't want to see that. I'm gonna give this. All right. Bro, this is internal trendline liquidity here that could get ran with this low here going higher. I'm putting. I'll just trail my stop loss here for the sake of stream. I know you guys already hit TP, you guys already hit a win. I just want to get a win on stream as well, so I'll just put my stop loss right there. So there'll be about 3.5, 3.6 risk reward. Still a good trade. Most people don't make this anyway, so that'll be where my trail stop loss is currently. And I'm gonna move it real quick right now, but I believe this should hit. Really close, but I'm sticking to my plan. Boom, boom. We just hit TP. We just hit TP, folks. Right there. 5 risk were caught on stream. Here's the executions. I just TP'd. Literally just TP'd. Should be a very green day. Great price action, delivered nicely. It worked perfectly with my system. So I'm hoping everyone made money today. If you didn't, you need a journal, because I don't see how you could really end red if you're sticking to my system here. I don't think it's possible. I think it's impossible here to end red. But yeah, you can see that's basically how I look at the charts, I view it, and there we go. That's how you trade, guys. That's how you trade for a living. Exactly how you trade for a living. There it is, 5 risk reward. So right there, hit TP. That is all right. Let's do some tallying up for the day. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay, perfect. Look at that. Do a quick recap. Look at that TP too. You guys see that? Did we take out those highs too? I think we just barely took those highs out. We literally wicked it and it came back down. You guys see how powerful liquidity is in my drawn liquidity? I think my drawn liquidity percent in terms of like being right so far, I think I've only been wrong one time. I've been right like 6 times. Again, if you're not on the free Discord, you're also missing out because once in a while I will post drawn liquidity and such in the free Discord. I'll link at everyone. But yeah, man, it's literally right here. I don't know what else to say, man. Up, we are up, and we wicked it. And I'm gonna do this now because we just hit full TP. Okay, so going over day, we have about. I'll do a more in-depth recap for all the course members. You guys know, for the course members, I always do very detailed analysis on every single trade, all the confluences. There's things that don't mention on stream, obviously, to gatekeep certain things, but I do tell all the course members that. Anyway, you know, we made, what was it, we had 3 winners on a day, 3 winning trades, and 2 losing trades. That is, what's the win rate today? 60% win rate, so literally aligned with my average. Yeah, Kevin, I'll go over that in the course with the course members only. So after I hop off this free live stream, I want to make sure I keep certain things exclusive to you guys since you guys paid. I'll probably do a call actually if you guys do want to hop on voice or something. I'll see how many people are on and such, but 60% win rate, literally in line with what my win rate usually is. And hold on, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta. I'm gonna see if I can get my webcam on. Hold on. I gotta get this food out the way. Give me 1 sec. I gotta post something real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, I gotta connect this. Give me 1 second. I'm not going to have video capture. Oh, I didn't connect it. Hold on. Is it loading? No, it's not loading. Give me a second, y'all. Oh, I might have to. I see. In order to turn on my webcam, I might have to restart stream. Is it working now? Hopefully it's working now. I'll just change these settings real quick. They're a little iffy. Oh snap, it's behind the logo. Hold on y'all, give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, I forgot my ring light. Wait. Alright, I'm gonna go get my ring light. Just give me 1 second, y'all. The lighting is not the best here. But anyway, everyone else that's not in the course, how'd you guys trade? If you did trade today, you guys also in green or if you're not in the course and you took the trade idea I sent out, some dude was talking about putting his funded account on or something. I knew he was joking, but maybe he wasn't joking. Honestly, I really can't tell. To be honest, he might have not been joking. He wasn't. It paid off. It's a lot. Alright, let's see if this looks better now. Actually, it kind of makes it worse. I was trying to get this set up so I can get like a short. I don't mean a short position, by the way. I should clarify that. I mean a YouTube short. Okay, cool. I think it should work now. Let me remove this banner. Can you guys see me? I just removed the logo. I had to set up I have a camera with like with a light or additional light thing installed, so I have to position the light thing so lighting's better. It's not the best lighting. It's kind of weird seeing myself lag in real time, but hopefully it shows on stream here. Damn, why is it asking so many times? Okay, cool. I just wanted to have my webcam on so you guys can obviously know I'm here. Not some random dude, some random market maker here making a video. Yeah, so just doing a recap real quick. We made about, wait, hold on. Why is the camera like this? The zoom is messed up. Anyway, we made about, let's do the total calculations of all the trades saying today. Overall, 60% win rate, 3 out of 5 trades caught. In terms of winners versus losers, we had a $7 winner, which is just my setup that everyone, if you are in the course, you should have taken this yourself off stream. That was 7 risk reward, and it played out nicely. It's a data wick setup to 80% setup, and same with the reversal. I just had a tight stop loss. Otherwise, today would have been an 80% win rate day, but you know, nothing to complain about because we are up a lot of risk reward today. Today's a very big day for me. So, and for anyone, it's a big day. -1 here, small stop loss, but it did play out. Trade idea was correct. And then I took this trade, which should have been a 9 risk reward, but again, like I said, I trailed my stop loss here because price was not respecting the band anymore, and we just came back down and ultimately mitigated this that I was looking at to see. And I said it wasn't high probability before, but because we held this low here on NQ and NQ was still far away from this PY, I was very confident in price holding structure. Since structure held here, right, NQ still held the low, so I was very confident then at this point of this PY holding. This would be basically a setup here with the continuation to the upside. And so I took this trade here. If you guys want to see executions, show you guys executions. Where was it? This one. So this long here, this was the trade initially on all my funded accounts. So you guys can see the entry. I bottom wicked it here basically before this wick closed. That was my entry. I stop loss. If you want to know how I traded this, obviously I have course videos going over trade recaps of a few times when I do take trade entries like this, and there's a lot of confluence just going to this trade. We're not blindly just taking a random trade here. So took this trade here basically, and stop loss was right below that wick here, expecting this to hold. This also had an SMT with NQ. So we had SMT with NQ. That was confluence. That's part of the entry model. This is part of it. If you want to know how I ticked it, obviously you have to get the course and you'll learn that there. And then my TP was just at the week high here. Now in the screenshot originally, you can see my TP was at the 5-minute POI here, but I later decided to move it because of momentum. I've made videos discussing why momentum matters and why it does not matter in the course. But to me, I was still seeing price actually go higher. So I just moved my stop loss, or sorry, not stop loss, my TP. I moved my stop loss to break even. It shouldn't come back, and move my TP basically to 599.50, which you guys, if you check the charts, that's leading to basically the high right here. And we got so close. This is when I took a screenshot. We got so close to my TP here, and we just edged me, man. This is the second time on stream. The other time on stream, it hit me break even and then hit straight to my TP drawing liquidity. This time, it basically did almost the exact same thing in a sense. So I took that screenshot of showing I was still in the trade, and unfortunately, it came back. I trailed my stop loss below this, and assuming this inducement holds, which price reacted off of into a PY and actually went higher. Now this is inducement here. I have a video explaining why this is inducement, but for a higher time frame overall, all this just became liquidity in terms of the PY that we were looking for. Now later on the stream, we had this loss here. This loss here was not the highest probability setup, right? There's a lot of reasons why, but this is, I'll explain later to the course members privately, not on stream, but this is not the highest probability setup. I said it was a more risky trade if you want to take it. and that hit stop loss right there, which is okay. That was what I marked there was just a POC for those wondering. But if you took an OB entry model, it's right there. That hit stop loss. I'm completely okay with that. That's literally one win, one loss, and then one win, one loss on a day. So it was not bad for me at all. And in terms of risk reward at this point of the day, I was already up. So here, trail stop loss at 3, so 2, we had net 2, and then -1, 1, and then this huge winner here. So we had a 8. I was already up 8 risk reward at this time. Okay, so those are trades there. And then I called another trade on stream here live. You guys can check the timestamps if you don't believe me. Literally all recorded live. This is like a 3.5 hour live stream on my YouTube. Check the live section. This PY I was looking at, again, with the confluence of NQ right there, that gave me high confidence in this setup being an A setup. I wouldn't say it's an A plus entirely, but it's definitely an A setup here. And we took the entry model that I teach everyone and we hit TP. You can see it took a while. It took about like an hour or so, almost 2 hours actually. Whoops, 2 hours almost. And we basically hit TP. At these highs, I TP'd slightly early above that high there just because look how exact that TP was. You would have gone out exactly right before the reverse flow going down. Now, would I be shorting this right now? It's up to you. But to me, this is counter trend, obviously, so lower probability. And I already made my money for the day, and I'm honestly good, man. I'm good with this because what happens to some traders is this. What they do is, let's say they take this trade, right? And then let's say their TP was here or here, based on my PY indicator, and they hit stop loss. So that's fine. That's -1, right? So from your net total, let's say you're up. I was up, we did math here, 5 plus 3, 8, -1, 7, and then plus 7, 14, -1, 13. So overall in the day, I'm up a total of 13 risk reward on my trades. But let's say you took a -1 here. That's not the problem. The problem is what happens is people, they get greedy. And when they get this -1, some people, for some reason, they start going on tilt, even after one loss, because they're like, damn, I had such a good day. I don't want to end my day on a red trade. I think a lot of people struggle with that, ending on a red trade. So they start looking for more setups. And what happens is when you look for more setups, that's okay if they're A plus setups, but people force trades randomly. That's when you get chopped up in the middle of the range, you get knocked out. And then by that point, you take 3 or 4 random trades. And I know you guys can relate to this because I used to do this in the past until I developed the system. That's very good and a very mechanical, not just a mechanical system in terms of strategy, but a mindset where I'm able to understand probabilities and I have videos again talking about probabilities if people are struggling with those. But yeah, it's just the probabilities, man. You gotta understand probabilities and not force trades that are not within your edge. So what happens is, again, people will take this one loss. That's okay. It's fine with me if you take that loss. It's not fine with me if you start taking 3 to 4, 5, 6 random trades. And then guess what? Instead of being up today, let's say you weren't up 13 risk reward. Let's say you didn't take some of these trades, right? Let's say you just took the 2 trades earlier on stream, which is this -1 and then this +5. You'd be up 4 risk reward. You take this -1, now let's say you're +3. And then once you take those random trades, you get greedy. You don't want to end it. You can't accept being wrong to end the day. Even though your P&L is still green, you should be happy with that. People can't accept losses sometimes, and therefore they take these 3 to 4 to 5 losses in a row. And then guess what happens to the P&L? This +3 green day turns into a minus. Tilting can go far away, man. It could go -4. You could lose 7 trades in a row. And I'm sure people can relate to this because we've all done this in the past. I don't know a single trader that has never tilted before in their life. So I just think this is a very relatable thing and something you just want to keep in mind when it comes to taking trades. You want to think in this mindset to not just try to take every single trade, but only take the ones that are high probability and just close out for the day, man. Once the opportunities don't present itself anymore and don't force trades. So what happens is people end up -4 risk reward and you think it ends at -4. No. See, what I've seen from not just other traders, myself also in the past, this -4 just spirals to a blown account. So not a personal account, obviously. Personal account, should be impossible it should be impossible for you to blow a personal account if you're risking 1% per trade in a single day. Unless you're taking 100 losses in a row somehow, which is not possible, really speaking. This -4, from my experience and from other people that trade finance, for example, this goes to a -10, where you basically blow the entire account. So that's something that typically happens to people, man. They let emotions, fear, and greed get to you, and it's the greed that I think matters more. A lot of people are more likely to be greedy to take more trades than fearful to avoid trades. I think you should be more fearful in general as a trader than to be greedy. Now, when I say fearful, I don't mean to hesitate on your setups. If your A+ setup like this, A setup here, I call it on stream live, occurs, you need to take it without hesitation. We don't have a 100% win rate here. We do have a high win rate and high risk reward, but not 100%. So again, you shouldn't be hesitating in terms of fear, but you should be fearful in terms of taking low probability setups. That's how you should be thinking. So setups are counter trend like this. Could they work? Yes. Could you make some money? Yes. You could have scalped this for sure, but the odds are just not in your favor in terms of the 50-50 rule, and it's better to just close out, especially if you're already green for a day. Just close out. And again, if you take this -1, that's okay with me. Just don't continue taking random trades after that. Or can you start taking random trades after that and end your day red? Because at that point, that's out of my control. You ending red is completely on you. You know it's your fault, and there's no one can really blame except for you. You can't blame the market for taking your money because you basically did it to yourself, because the market's always right. So that's basically the gist of today's trade recap, going over trades taken on stream, things like that. Quick little short analysis. Again, I post an in-depth analysis to all the course members in a bit when I get the time. I'll probably take a break for now because I'm basically done. This was a long training session. Usually I trade 3 hours or less, but today was a bit of a longer session. It's about 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours ish. And talking is not easy to talk continuously over a long period of time. But yeah, just going over a few psychological tips. You don't want to be this trader that blows their account after being up a lot for a day. 3 risk reward a day consistently goes a long way. That's 60 risk reward a month. People don't even believe in 20 risk reward a month. So you got to put that into perspective, man, on P&L. So keeping that in mind, man, I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to hop off here shortly unless anyone has any general questions. And yeah, hopefully you guys did end all your trade green, because we had good price action today. This was good price action. There's nothing to complain about from me here. There's nothing you guys should be complaining about here in terms of price action, because I don't see anything like bad at all, to be honest. Everything here just looked good to me. If we're talking about bad price action, not much really. This is something you just anticipate, because we're gonna have manipulation at highs if we're bullish. I wouldn't consider this necessarily bad price action, but this isn't something you should really be trading. So bad price action, for those that missed it, this is a quick example of bad price action. Look at this. My screen's tearing up again. Hold on. I came out green. I traded this during the ADA session. For those that missed the stream, you can rewatch it for proof. These are executions, by the way, on my fundeds. I copy traded them all, and that was my draw on liquidity going higher. I've marked this obviously on stream ahead of time. You got to predict the market. That's what you do as traders. Well, that's my system. We are predicting market movements before they occur. And then obviously we're looking for a little bit of confirmation. That's all we need. And you can see my draw was towards this high here, and I traded towards there. Made 4 risk reward on stream here. And then I took a -0.5, and then the rest of trades I just took off stream because, I was tired of sitting through this trade. This trade was taking way too long. It was almost a 2-hour trade, and it was just chopping around. Bad price action. So what I did was I went off stream, and I had this. We have finally had good price action. So we displaced here. This is good. We have a new range, right? We're displaced here. So I have a solid price action here to trade with. A good solid range. Mitigate up POI here. I know we are in. This is not a high time for POI. I don't think this is 5-minute mark. So had an internal sweep here. Took a loss. That's completely okay. Came back together with my senses. TP'd here, and I took a short from there as well. Both conservative TPs, because at this point I don't have a clear draw in the market. When you don't have a clear draw in the market, you want to keep your conservative TPs. So that's literally how I traded after I got off stream. And yeah, I mean, this was again a very long stream. I think it was like 3-hour, 4-hour stream on ADA session. Never doing that again. I will trade ADA session. I might do ADA session streams like once in a while, but it probably won't happen again, to be honest, unless I'm trading gold. So again, just example of having a good strategy system and edge and sticking to your rules and discipline, you can still come out green in bad conditions like those. But again, we prefer to take advantage when we have great trading conditions like these and come out very green today. I mean, no one in the group is red today based on what the feedback I've received. Everyone's green today, and you should keep it like that. I don't want to come back a few hours later when I go take my break and just chill and do whatever I want. I don't want to come out to the chat and see someone red. So if someone posts that their P&L is red after we taking all these trades together on stream, I'm gonna be mad. That's because you're doing yourself a disservice. You wasted all this time just to end red. So just a quick little thing. That's basically it for this trade recap here. I don't know how I'm gonna honestly cut this out to a video. I kind of want to post this last ending section as a video, and I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that since it's a streaming right now, not recording. Should hit start recording. All good. That's basically it for me today, man. And I'm gonna read some of the questions here, and I'm gonna hop off. So again, hoping you guys did have a good trading day. And again, if you guys are new here, just check out the Watt, man. You can ask, you can literally go DM. I'm very transparent about my trading. You can go DM any course member, people that are taking the course, one-on-one mentorship students, ask them how the system's doing for them. Some people are still brand new, so they might not have results yet, but I promise they will have results once they practice discipline and sticking to the system, because my strategy I teach in the course and mentorship, it's 100% proven to be profitable. I can guarantee you that the strategy I teach works. That's the only guarantee I can have, that the strategy works if you stick to it. So if you want something that's guaranteed profitable, I recommend you checking out the course. Mentorship spots, it probably won't be open until the next student becomes profitable, so it might take like a month or so. We shall see. Usually it's like 6 weeks, but yeah, we'll see how long that takes. But mentor spots, it's just a waitlist right now if you want to join the waitlist and wait in line. But that's it for me in terms of, recording what I really want to say today. I know I spoke a little bit fast, but I just want to get everything out there. And yeah, we have questions. Thank you for your time, bro. No problem, Brian. Are you trading Asia session today? I might trade gold. You guys see this here? You guys see what's going on here in terms of time theory? Here's a quick example how you can avoid this loss here. Just using time theory. Look at that, 2 hours to deliver to a PY, not good. Easy ways to avoid just losses in low probability setups. But you said, I'm asking if I bet trade gold today. I'll probably not. It really depends. The price action after New York session looks pretty bad. If you get clear ranges, maybe I'll look at it, but to be fair, I'm already up a lot for a day. Like, it's already up 13 risk reward for a day. That's a big day for me. Usually my most green days averaged out to like 7+ risk reward. Sometimes it gets bigger. Last month I had an 18 risk reward day, but for the most part, usually if I'm up over 10 risk reward, I just don't trade for the rest of the day. I don't want to spend my time on the charts. I'd rather spend it on just enjoying life. Take breaks, man. You can't just trade every single day, every single time, second, an hour. Now, what I would recommend if you guys haven't completed the course is just spend that time. If there's bad price sessions, spend the time watching my videos, trade recaps, new videos I post in the course from time to time. The entire course is complete in terms of information you guys need to know. The only new stuff I'm really posting is just some new things I personally have even learned from trading that I can optimize the system a little bit further. But like I said, I basically stopped optimizing at this point. The system's already extremely good. It's a high win rate, high risk reward. There's nothing else that can really beat it from my personal experience across several years trading. So again, to me, basically the course in terms of learning is done. I know, Sebastian, you've watched, like, for example, it was like 95% last time I checked your progress. You basically see majority course. So to you, sure, if you see good price action, I recommend you can trade it on gold. Indices, probably not. Honestly, not after what happened to me last night. I would not do that. I would not put that on anybody else to trade that. That was horrible. So yeah, basically I'm probably not gonna be trading gold. I'm just probably gonna be done for a day, and I will be coming back on stream tomorrow. Or sorry, not tomorrow. Actually, I probably will not be coming back on stream anytime soon. Today's the 4th day of streaming in a row. It is pretty tiring to do this, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. I originally said I'll stream once a month on YouTube, but we'll see how it goes. I feel like if a lot of people are tuning in to these live streams and a lot of people are benefiting from them, I'll try to do them more frequently. But if we don't have a lot of people watching, then to me it's not worth my time personally. I'm gonna be honest, to do these live streams. I'll still be posting trade ideas for the paid members, by the way, so don't forget that. I'm still gonna be active in there. DMs are active. It's just that obviously live streaming is a lot different, a lot more effort and work than doing that. So to me, and like I said, I'll be done. I'll be trading like usual tomorrow, New York session with a group. I just won't be live streaming most likely. So yeah, that's gonna end it, man. Is there anything else I need to say before I end this? Not much. I told you guys about what I offer, how trading works, a lot of advice on trading. We just don't have a lot of people, and it's okay. I think my goal for streaming is if we can get like 50 to 100 active people watching live, then I'll consider doing like weekly live streams. Otherwise, they won't be too frequent. So if you do, I would recommend, like, here's the thing. I've realized this too. If I'm live streaming, obviously it's going to be people signal botting, which I don't want, first off. And second of all, I come on live stream to just prove to you guys, give you guys like 4 days of sample size to see that what I'm trading works. That should be plenty enough for most people to see what my system actually is and how it truly works. I want people to, the thing is, if I live stream every day, people are not going to care about learning. They're just going to care about making money. And that's not the right mindset. So I'm only going to do usually once in a while just to prove, again, still making money trading. But ultimately, I want people to watch these, understand that the system works, and I want people to join the course and mentorship. Because then from there, you can actually help yourself actually learn how to trade the exact system I'm trading. Otherwise, again, too many people depending on me. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of people depending on me. So I want you guys to be, self-reliant individuals trading, because it's not us. Another thing is, it's not as rewarding to make money in the markets if you know inside you're just copying someone, compared to if you actually put in the effort and you took all these trades by yourself. It's a lot more rewarding knowing you took all these trades by myself. For example, I don't copy trade other traders, right? These trades, you guys know my system. They're not from anybody else that uses it. This is my own system, and I'm just trading my own system. And so there's a lot more, what's that word? Not pleasure. There's a lot more, it's a better feeling, to make money by yourself with your own ideas and knowing that your trades are working out than it is to, like I said, just copy someone else and make money. So yeah, I'm gonna think of other ways to make these live streams more entertaining for you guys. For example, it's times when we just sit through a trade like this for 2 hours. Maybe certain things that can make it more entertaining, so we don't just sit here. I'm not trying to become like one of those clowns on YouTube that just mess around, but maybe something entertaining while we wait for trades to hit TP, get more engagement going. Wait, what? Kevin said, wait, what was the problem with gold and indices? Okay, if you weren't there for the stream last night, basically put on a Game of Thrones cap. I don't know much about Game of Thrones. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know much about that. I'm assuming it's some crown or something for hitting TP that you put on. I don't know. Maybe we should have like a soundboard. I should probably get that. Got like a soundboard or something. I have to set up an animation thing. I know the Twitch streamers have it, that like, not like when people subscribe to you, but when I could play on the screen, it would be like cool animation when we hit TP together. But so far streams have been alright. What is the problem with gold indices? Kevin, this is very straightforward. It's sometimes, sorry if I don't answer y'all's question immediately. It's just because there's so much going through my mind right now in terms of everything. But basically, you don't want to be trading indices during the Asia session. If you have my indicator, it used to show the ranges, and I've done back testing on it, and indices for the most part during the Asia session, the ranges are very small. So you get very chopped up, not good price action. You want to be trading when there's very good price action, and that is basically New York session for indices. So usually for indices, just want to trade New York session, kill zone. But you can see right here, like Asia session here, on the 15 minute, it may look like an alright move, but on the lower time frame, when we're trading on 1 minute, this is just all chops. So, you know, this is not good price action. You don't want to be taking trades there. It's gonna be lower win rate. And for indices, or sorry, for gold, what I was saying for gold is what you want to be trading during Asia session. If you want to trade Asia session, maybe that's the only time you can trade. You would prefer you want to trade gold. Yes, it's more volatile in general, but you'll get used to it. You want to be trading gold because gold has a lot more volume volatility during the Asia session. Like here, look at this. Do you see this? I was on the charts in Asia session last night looking at Asia session. I just missed this long here. But this is an A plus setup. Or sorry, actually, I don't want to call this an A plus setup yet. Check. There's a few more things I have to check. But my analysis I sent to the group I sent to one of the mentor students, the price going higher, being bullish on the higher time frame from here. I know Sebastian actually had the same idea as me, because I told him about this. But basically, yeah, look, we're going bullish right now. So very clear draw liquidity for gold if you're trading gold on the higher time frame. You can see we're going up. We might even take out the high now, since we've had some nice confirmation here. Or we might get that mitigation cycle, go higher, or we go down and take more liquidity. We're just trading on a lower time frame, so to us, looking that far ahead doesn't matter too much. But like I said, it's just big ranges on gold to be traded during Asia session. Like this is a good move on Asia session. New York session and Asia session is obviously they're both pretty volatile. If I can find more examples. Oh, sorry, I have to show past sessions. I'm gonna put this to 10 real quick so it shows more sessions in the past. But like you can see, this is almost a 1% move on gold Asia session. A London session, even sometimes on gold doesn't have as good moves as Asia session on gold. This is still tradable on the 5 minute. It is choppy on the 5 minute, but on the 1 minute, these are ranges we can trade. But you can see, like, we still get good moves on gold in the Asia session. Compare that to indices, it's not even close. Like another 1% move, another good expansion, 1% move. Go on indices. I think my chart is glitched. Why does it say I'm on gold? Oh, it's my screen tearing again. Okay. Go on indices. And I have this filtering here. It's just for memory reasons. Like it's kind of hard sometimes to tell in the higher time frame because we're so used to lower time frame, but the point is it's just lower likely to be good conditions, you know. Like once in a while you might get like okay conditions, but the odds of this occurring is a lot more often. Do you see this? Let me even go back to show you guys this. I mean, this is just absolutely nuts. Like, do you see what I'm talking about? This is like awful. This is not going to be tradable. It's really hard to come out green trading this. Like, I can see setups right now on this, but all the TPs, they're going to be scalps. So if you, I don't know why, okay? There's a better asset trade. I don't know why someone would think of trading ES over gold, but if you wanted to just stick to one asset, scalping in Asia session is your best bet. Scalp during Asia session. Don't take the normal long aggressive TPs. Just scalp, because you might come out green scalping, but with those aggressive TPs, it's gonna be rough. Like, what is this price action, man? It's bad. We go over other days. Like sometimes we might have good days. Like I said, it's just probabilities, but like I said, it's not worth it to me. So that's basically it for this video or stream. been a 4-hour stream. I'm tired. I'm gonna hop off, chill, and hoping you guys had a green day. I'll see you guys in the Discord for the course